Woo. Yeah. You bought it all before, so ain't shit that you can sell me. All right. What's up, people? Hanging out, packing bowls and smoking and shit while getting this thing started. I figured I'd give it a few minutes, see if anybody popped in. Just kind of hanging around, listening to some music, tightening up some lyrics for some stuff I'm going to record tomorrow. Got a little something for somebody's ass. Been fucking running their mouth like a bitch. And it looked like I'm going to have to put one together for somebody else, too. Looks like they're both showing their fucking stupid ass at the same time, which is pretty funny. Kind of coincidental. Probably not. Probably talking to each other and working it all out. Would not surprise me in the least. Would not surprise me in the least. Let's switch this shit up here. I was just listening to something else before. When I came down, I was smoking all that shit. I said I've been working on some other kinds of music. Let's get something easy going on here. What's up, Scottish Deb? Seen you in MRE's chat and some other chats, I think. Oh, man. Just hanging around, not doing a whole lot. Sometimes I do these hell chats. I usually end up doing them like Mondays or Wednesdays or whatever. But I haven't done one in a couple weeks. I figured I'd pop on, see what was going on, see who's around. You never know when they're going to happen. And I always end up deleting them later. I don't know, I'll leave them up for like a few days. Not very long. And then I just take them down. Oh, yeah. Well, they're all losing their damn minds on here, he said. Yeah, I mean, this is just par for the course. Like, I don't know if you've heard uh, MRE and I talk about, like the songs and stuff. Like, I keep certain things on deck. What's up, Jane? I keep certain things on deck for when things like this kick off. It's like this stuff happens, man. People kick off. What's up, Carol? This shit kicks off from time to time. The ostriches, they bury their hands in the sand after they get spanked, and then they end up coming back, and then we spank them again. And they talk shit, run their mouth, and they regroup. It's just this stuff with Kitten is like a paranoid schizophrenic type of delusional mental illness. With Fibby, it's just he knows no one likes him. He doesn't like himself either, so he makes up all these weird fantastical worlds that he's supposed to live in and be from, where everyone, all these people are his friends in his imagination and stuff, and it's just wild, man. He surfs Wikipedia articles and like orders every mafia book you can get a hold of on Earth, and then makes up stories and tales, and he tried to weave a story together where he was, friends with a lot of people, and blew up in his face. So, yeah, Kitten is deranged for sure. Yeah, strong meds, no doubt about it. Carol and Deb, no doubt about that. But this is what they do, so we'll do what we do. We'll respond. I've had a couple songs on deck. Specifically, I've got a good one. I think it's a good one. It's my opinion. I'm Fibby. I've been hanging on to, and I was just tweaking the lyrics a little bit. Tomorrow, I need to download an instrumental, and then I'm going to try and find like an hour in my day where I can kind of set my work on autopilot so I can get it recorded. And then I've got another one for Kitten. We'll see. Like, I've only seen this one. It's par for the course for me with Kitten. He's just a fucking weirdo. That guy's a whack job with this double agent shit. It's too, it's too much. What's up, MRE? I don't know what you're doing. Just let me know if you want me to drop you the link. We can discuss what I was just getting ready to get into, my dude. Yeah, just let me know. Either way, no worries. I'm just sitting here smoking, listening to music and shit, man. Yeah, I was just I've been working on some tweaking. So yeah, okay, hang on a second, buddy. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll just quit rambling. Hang on. If anybody's wondering, this artist is Mihaly, Mihali. This is the visual LP from the Sugar Shack sessions. Very, very, very good. Very talented. I'm going to turn it down here in a moment, though. Let me go ahead and drop the link for MRE. If he wants to come on, we can discuss. I'm just referring to him in one word now. It's Jiffy Kitten. Jiffy Kitten. No, I don't know if that's forever, but for right now, I'd seem to shorten it, make it simple, Yeah. Oh, there we go. Hang on. Let me turn this down, everybody. Got my dude here. Hang
on. Just give me a minute. Thing might break up.
Take your time. Take your time, my friend. We're just hanging out, chilling. I just turned this thing on just a little while ago, maybe 10 minutes ago. So we're just hanging out. Get this thing packed back. Oh, it's already packed a little. Well, no, that needs a little bit more. Let's pack that back up. 4 a.m. there, Scottish Deborah says. Yeah, I'm a night owl myself. I do my best to keep myself on some kind of reasonable, I guess, as far as like what some people would consider normal, because I have to work. I do my absolute best. Some nights are better than others, but I still usually don't end up crashing until 3, 4 a.m. Used to go to the reggae disco 30 years ago. That's pretty cool, Scottish Deb. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm outside with the dog. We'll bullshit for a few minutes and then I'll jump on my other device in a few minutes. Now, what's up, bro?
Not much, Skull Bro. How you doing?
All right, doing all right. Just worked today. Took the dog running, and it's nice and cool out now.
Oh, good.
Went to the laid my friend's godfather to rest the other day.
Yeah, I saw
Just
that.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I sent my condolences.
Yeah,
I sent a
thanks.
message. Of course, bro. Of course.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I
We're
appreciate all the people that said sorry and their condolences, and Damien appreciates it because that's his godfather. He was very close with him, so
Yeah,
he's been hurt,
of
and of
course he
course
has.
his daughter, his daughter just lost her dad.
Yep.
Real
Yeah.
sad. He was very sick the last 6 months of his life and stuff.
Well, I'm glad he's not sick anymore.
Nah, he's up in heaven with
No,
Rocco and
that's all I'm
Rudolph right
saying. You
now.
know, right? It's like I'm glad that's done and everything will be right. Because even if you don't believe in heaven, you should still believe that we're all part of an ocean, and you might be a wave right now, but you'll just return to the ocean. You know what I mean? Like however you
Yeah,
want to look at it, we're all part of the same. And I'm glad that wherever he is, he's feeling better.
yeah, yeah.
100%, my friend.
Yeah, and he died with his honor too. He died as a good dad, a good husband. Never told on his friends. He spent a lot of years.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. An honorable dude. Everything I've heard you talk about it sounded like he was a very honorable guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well, that's good, man. You know, I'm sorry to hear that you lost him, though, and I know Damien's hurting. It'll get better with time. You know.
Yeah. Well,
Remember,
Damien's dad and him were like best friends, like frickin' frack. Like when you mentioned one of their names, they were all
right,
like,
right,
you
right.
never have heard one name. Like anytime their names came up, it was both of their names. Like they were like I said, they're both best mans at each other's weddings, both godfathers to each other's children, and
Sure.
like they were super close.
Right. Yeah, I sent a
Friends since
message
little
to
kids.
I sent a message to Dom today too. Over We Push Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a message too.
Yeah, my heart goes out. That's why it pissed me off seeing Fibby and these Spanky and them trash and like, oh, he's done. He's not done. The guy's alive. What do you mean? He's a father and a grandpa. He's not dead. And to laugh at that, innocent man in jail, to laugh at that and
It was
giggle.
just another evil way for them to try and
It
get
really
some
got under my skin.
user ratings without having to surf a Wikipedia article today, man. This fucking scumbags, bro. Absolute scum of the earth. The most pathetic, fugazi piece of fucking shit. And I was infuriated. And that's why I took a moment to write Dom and send him some love, you know.
Yeah, because he's a good dude, man, and he don't watch all this dumb bullshit of fighting back and forth. He don't watch this, and he's a good, solid dude. He's always been a good pal, stand up, real good man, right there.
Yeah,
And
he's
a good
definitely
son.
always been a good guy for sure. Yeah, everything I've ever heard from him, and man, you can you can do nothing but commend the man's efforts, you know, and his loyalty, and he also has a decent level of humility about him, which is says a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yes.
have to. He doesn't have to be that way. He could very easily yell and scream at people just like everybody else does, or take offense to things deeply, and that
Well, that's why
doesn't.
he was so effective.
That's why I've
Why
always
do you think he?
respected him on here, at least. Yeah.
Why do you think he was so effective of with these stool pigeons? Like, see me, I'm more of a Carvone. I'll go up there, make fun of him, and swear. He's more like intelligent and eloquent with it, and that's why his website and his movement he started is successful.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said it. He could have easily been and gone the other way, you know,
Yep.
and he didn't. And the other thing, also, honestly, that impressed me early on was that, you know, because I was never like a member or like joined anything. I was always very clear. It's like, I'm on my own. I support you 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always, no matter what, let me know. But when he eventually did see where that was going with like the people joining all that stuff, and he saw the complication of it, he stopped it. I respected that. And then the next thing that I respected was when certain people, including the fucking worthless trash we've been talking about tonight, Phoebe Loman, people like that wanted to be a part of it. He was like, yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, it's on a line. It's his stuff,
Of
like
course not.
getting
That's
a
the nice
line
way
with.
to say it, though.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a personal thing. Like, all right, he might not like you, but what you do don't align. Like, you do mob history and put up things about all these guys and fucking that don't align with.
Right, and again,
It's
I
like,
say that's still the nice way of putting it, because it's like he wasn't even, or we're not in right now even addressing like all of the insane, paranoid, fucking delusional, living, Oz type shit that this guy pulls on the constant. And even with the mob history, it's like the weakest fucking garbage off of Wikipedia and like the book you can buy on Amazon, like information that's just this shit's been pissing me off, bro. You can tell the way I'm talking right now. Like,
yeah,
it infuriated me.
The double agent stuff.
Go ahead.
No, the double agent stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Well, I was just let me finish the Fibby. I was just gonna say, it's like that's why I wrote Dom today, and I told him that. It's like, it was a short message, but I was just like, listen, at least you're not alone in the world as far as like having these, the effects of some of these lying scum, right? Like, other people know what it's like to have their family put in documentaries and books and fucking lied on and shit on and talked about. And, I told him, I said, for what it's worth, you're in my thoughts. So is your dad, right alongside with my uncles and my cousins today, for people that I hope we get to see again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, amen.
Because that dude is such a piece of shit. How dare he? It's just, how dare he? It infuriated me. It infuriated me. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Out, you fucking piece of shit. I hope you choke on a bagel and stumble outside and get hit by a bus. You fucking piece of shit.
And it goes right to show that, he said, oh, my family, if your family came up like that, why would you be calling people and be happy that people are in jail? Just another thing of where I don't know how anybody could take Fibby seriously.
It's not in his character anywhere is a good way. Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying right now, and I couldn't agree more. It doesn't shine from your character anywhere. You've never been around nobody.
Yeah, let's say if I didn't like Dominic, let's say me and Dom had a falling out last year or right now, and I hated him, he hated me. I would not ever say, it's great that your father's in jail. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that I wouldn't even say to my enemies, right? Nothing like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you can only get away with lying. He got away with lying for a long time about his background and using Providence as his home base and his grandfather's Raymond, and see, then it's Secret Mafia Grandpa.
Yeah, the New York shit, the Philly shit.
It's crazy. I don't know how he didn't think like these people do have family members out there. You don't think they're gonna hear that one day? Yeah,
most of his followers, he used to have a lot more. And to be fair, and I'm happy to say that apparently most of them were tired of trying to hold on to like different phases of this fucking fugazi piece of shit's life. Yeah, people that listened to him years ago took that ride through. Oh, you're from New York now, you'd say. Oh, you have Providence store. Oh, Philadelphia now, and you know the guy. Oh, that's wonderful, right? Just like everybody, a lot of those people are gone now. People that were, he had to go when he was getting trolled so hard, even before this stuff and like with Angel stuff, he had to go to a paid subscription on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like he was already going that way. And you would know better than I would from what I'm going to say next, which is I believe part of that, oh, I'm broke, woe is me shit was what he used to play on Angel.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like most of that paid subscription, like all that stuff was already going downhill by then even. This dude just doesn't know when to go lay in the gutter and get hit by a truck.
Well, here's the thing. He put all of his eggs in one basket, meaning like this is how he makes money, right? Through this fake life of mob that he says and all that.
Yes.
So what's he going to do? If he had another way of income, he wouldn't be doing this no more. But now he's stuck. It's like, okay, what do I do now? This is I got to stick with this, right? Because
fucking join Scientology.
Xenu will help him.
Take you.
I don't even think Xenu could help him, honestly.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Like, you're already an alien. You don't need one living inside you.
Yes, yeah. I can't see the chat, so if anybody's saying hi to me or something, I can't see it
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
no.
But
I mean, everybody was just actually just talking and basically agreeing and like hashtagging, like we push back and stuff like that. But I can tell you, like, Teresa's in here, Carol's in here, Scottish Deb's in here. There's a, yeah, there's
another thing is they think like they think people hashtag it. Like the only person that has we push back is Dominic. It's nobody else. It's just a hashtag that I use it with my informant videos. That's what I use it for because I believe in the cause. Like I said, even if I hated the guy, I would still use the hashtag because I believe in the cause.
Yeah, of course, and things that are associated with the topic of a show too. I don't.
Yep.
Never understood why anybody's ever had anything to say about that stuff. It's so weird, dude. It's like if you did a show on corn dogs, I bet you'd hashtag mustard. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go fuck yourself. Mind your own fucking business.
But it shows the secret hate that Fibby has and envy. I think he wrote in his post, I forget JTP's post exactly what it said, like the secret envy but hatred, right? People hate with you worship something and you can't get near it or whatever, you start hating it, right? Or hating let's say if you love Disneyland so much, right? But you can never go there, but all your friends go there and tell you what a good time it is. Eventually, if you got that in you, you're going to start hating your friends who went to Disney World.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's a major. We've always said that. That's like one of the major problems with that's where all this shit stems from. Is that one, dude has no fucking idea who he is. Two, he knows no one. If he acts like himself and his natural personality, no, he might get pelted with garbage. People just do not like him. He is a fucking repellent of humans. He is an incel weirdo, whether he likes it or not. So he tries to, probably at a young age, started weird alternate realities for himself, and it just went downhill and got worse and worse as he got older. I am assuming, because at this point it's holy shit. And I hate to sound like a broken record. I've said it before, but man, I'm convinced this guy like literally pulls up like map quests and like weird pictures on the internet of towns and does research so he can talk about it like he's from there. And holy shit.
No, that's exactly what he does, because that's what he did with Providence, because his mom was born up here, right? Yeah, his mother was from Providence, right? But that doesn't mean he is, He's not from here. He might have came up here on vacation one time, a few times with her or something, but that doesn't mean, like, I went to vacation in Virginia before a couple of summers.
Yeah. Well, he did the same thing with Philly, though. Just, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all of them, bro. He did the same thing with New York before he was there. He did the same thing with fucking Philadelphia, talking about the streets and the bars that he went into and stuff like that. It's like, okay, man. No, that did not happen. I've said, I think this once before, like, I did not ever spend a tremendous amount of time in Philadelphia. That is not where I'm going with this. Nor did I make friends there. I did make a couple of acquaintances the couple times that I was there that were associated with the work that I was doing. And we did walk down, because the place that we were going to, anybody that's from Philly probably, I don't have any problem saying the name of a place that I've seen and been to. Anybody from Philly knows it, right underneath this overpass, there's a small, I don't know if you'd call it a stadium, because it's not like a giant baseball stadium, but they call it an auditorium. And they used to have WWE wrestling in there. You know what I'm saying? Smaller wrestling events and boxing and stuff. And they would also have concerts for bands, right? Well, that is literally right there in that pocket of Philly where all these guys are supposed to be from if you are a mob bum, right?
Yeah.
Just my experience. And I was walking with people that were from there and a few other of my friends, but just my experience of walking through there, people weren't fucking inviting us into bars off the street and talking to us and hey, how you doing? And get the fuck out of here, bro.
No, strangers. Just
And I'm just the last part is we're walking and the older guy that was with us, we were like, hey man, let's go in there and he's like, no. He said that 4 times about places we tried to walk into just to get something to eat or get. He's like, no, it's not for us. And he was from there. So there's no way this pariah freak that looks like he got acid thrown in his face and then dumped in a tie-dye tank, was walking around Philly making friends with guys and like hanging out in bars and getting the inside scoop on the go. Ugh.
Well, you know what? You nailed it when you said looking. Can you drop?
Yeah, I'll drop the link. Hang on one second.
Yeah, I don't want to forget what I'm going to say too. No, he went into some guy's restaurant. Like he looked up some dude and went into his restaurant. And he would go in there and eat. And I guess the guy said hi to him, and that made him his best friend.
It's so weird, dude.
So
weird. Yeah, I'm dropping.
Very weird. All right, I'm going to jump off with this.
All right. People can't hate what they can't have. That's true, Scottish Deb. That's true. What's up, Edwin? Always good to see you. Hope you're having a good night or evening, wherever you are. Hope all is well. Yeah, Montauk, good to see you. Teresa, good to see you. Didn't get a chance to say hi to you earlier as you were coming in. We get to talking, as always, especially about these
Oh, Trey, I had this on my last thing. Change the name.
I started laughing as soon as I saw it. That's funny.
Change it up. There we go.
I'm just hanging out in my dirty sandals, stealing quarters from the laundromat, y'all.
Fucking degenerates, these people.
Yeah, it's bad.
But yeah, that's what he did. He looked up some guy. What's up, Uncle Edwin? Teresa, I see the chat. He looked up some dude, and I guess someone said the guy was a mob guy or a mob associate. He looked the guy up, so he found that the guy had a restaurant or something, and he would go in there all the time. And then he strike up conversation with people. You know, people are going to be nice to you if you come in their restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be nice to you. He probably started to talk about a baseball game or something. Who knows? And he took that as, I'm a friend. And then he went to Skinny Joey's trial. And the guy, Skinny Joe, he thought he was just some reporter who wasn't a scumbag reporter, right?
He created a weird delusion for himself that started with that shit. Yep.
Yes. And he also, when he was at his, he started smoking cigarettes just because Joey did follow him outside to smoke cigarettes. And then he started yelling at the news. His highlight of his life is this. He was yelling at the news reporters and screaming at him. And when the news wrote it up, they said one of Marleno's entourage was yelling at him. And that made him go, like his head exploded, right? It inflated his ego. Like
he won the fucking hillbilly lottery that day.
Yes. Yeah. It inflated his ego, and
or as my brother says, it was hillbilly Christmas. Yeah, that shit's sick, bro. It's sick. And what's really funny about that too is like all through that, I saw a few things about that trial while it was going on, and like it was like the same young kid that was always walking with him and standing next to him. It was like that wasn't Loman. He wasn't with those people. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah,
it's a total joke, man. He's so fucking weird. I don't know
Walker,
how. I can't believe he's doing like coming out again and trying something new and
well, like I said, he's pigeonholed, meaning. He's got like he made money with this Vias. What's he supposed? He's got nowhere else to make money, right? So he's got to go on with the story. He's got to keep doing what he does. He can't, just go away. What's he gonna do? Go get a regular job? He ain't doing that.
Well, I mean, he can't be making enough to support himself.
He probably does. He probably puts things on Spotify, YouTube, and he's a trust fund kid too. Remember, right? Remember that.
That part I don't know.
One thing
I've heard the story about like how he got left some money and blew straight through it. I heard his friend tell that story.
Yes, but he probably gets like, a little bit of money every so often, or maybe
it gets like bill and apartment money. I got you.
Yeah, something. Now I'm guessing. I could be wrong, right?
Well, sure. Well, I mean, it would explain a lot because I'm telling you, there's no. Even if he does have his just ridiculous fucking podcast up on these things, it's not enough to pay rent and bills in New York City, bro. It is not.
No, it's not. Well,
it is absolutely not, bro. And feed himself and all that shit. No fucking way. And buy microphones for fat pieces of shit.
Yeah.
No way, bro. No fucking way. So you're probably right, dude. That's the only other explanation is this dude's getting a check off the top of a trust fund every quarter. Yeah,
something like that. Without a doubt. Because how could he? All right. He must make a little off YouTube and Spotify and different things.
Oh, sure, a few $100 a month, whatever.
Yeah,
maybe,
he more than that, believe it or not.
Before, I would never argue that 10 years ago, for a time, maybe for like a year and a half, he probably made decent money. And then when he went to the paid subscription, when he was getting trolled, he was probably doing just fine then too. But then all that shit went down the shitter. So
yeah, like I said, maybe he does editing for people. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, you never know. You never know. I mean, I'm sure he's giving out old fashions in bathrooms, drilling glory holes and all that kind of stuff.
But for him to shows the hatred that he has, and like he hates the skinny guy, right? He wants him in jail. That's why he did that video about a fake, I don't know, he said there was a mafia war and they're burning down cheesesteak factories and all this dumb stuff. All these lies, because he wants to see, like I said, they worship these people, and then when they can't become their friends,
that's what happened. That's right, bro. Perfectly. Yeah, because the bubble of his delusion got popped. It becomes very dark then. Then he has to start facing and accepting his own lie, knowing the shame of having been caught in it. Like, it's a dark psychological thing. I don't want to sound like a therapist, and I'm really fucking baked, but I'm just saying, dude, like, at some point, right, when you've built this big delusion, it only makes sense that when that person that your delusion's based around goes, hey, what the fuck are you talking about? And on top of that, tells him that he's a fucking piece of shit and doesn't want to be his friend and play on the playground, like you're saying, it's over with. The dude's going to spiral and be like, well, then you've got to fucking die, right? Like, then it becomes the caveman with the scissors on the street, right? This is like,
Yeah, literally.
Literally, yeah. Freak out, like, you've got to die then for my delusion to stay true. I'll show up at your funeral and tell everybody I was your best friend.
Yeah, he's that type.
Yeah, 100% he's that type.
Picture the lies. He's, like I said, he's told people before that he was Raymond Petrarca's grandson. Yeah. How many other people do you think he's lied to that his neighbors probably think he's Carlo Gambino's son?
Of course. Yeah, he's used AI at this point to put himself like right next to Genovese.
Yes. That's
my grandmother's fucking brother right there. That's my great uncle.
On both sides of my family, my great grandpa was Carlo Gambino.
It's like, well, if you would have showed me a picture of Jack Nicholson as Joker without the makeup on, then I would have believed that you were related to that acid-faced motherfucker. Not Genovese, but yeah, I'm sure he's got pictures. Even if it's just for him to pleasure himself too, he's definitely got pictures like that in his house.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, bro. Yeah.
It's a sickness. I've said
that kitten shit was off the chain, though. I didn't mean to take you away from that subject. We were just finishing up that Fibby thing, like getting those thoughts out. But yeah, I saw that thing from Lying Informants, and I heard a little bit of what you were saying earlier. That guy is just, man, he's on the space station now.
Yeah, he's out there.
He's he's floating through outer space at this point. Really genuinely straitjacket material at this point.
Yep.
I really think he's a double agent. That's what they did in Korea. And I was like, whoa. Get the nets, bro. Get the fucking nets. Thorazine shuffle time.
Yeah.
We have lost touch with the space station.
Did you hear what he also said that the FBI wanted me to break up his relationship with him and Angel and Dom. It made no sense. It's like, wow, you live in a.
It's really weird, bro. Right? Why? Because they were running fucking scheme on Parmesan. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? MRE was coming in to break up monopoly, so they couldn't run the Parmesan scam no more. The FBI said so.
Yeah, it's
weird.
Well, then why didn't that happen? Why didn't I make up, I don't know, some stories, betray people? Why didn't I do that?
Right, exactly. Why was the only outcome of the whole thing that people just discovered that you're a small penis weirdo? And that all the doorknobs in your house probably have flies and your own shit on them. Straight up retard, bro. Straight up retard, that guy. Like, really, his brain's retarded. It's like I don't want to put down retarded people the way this guy's brain works. It's broke.
Yeah, for sure.
It's broken. Even Panisi would be like, "You okay, bro? You should try one of these pills."
Let's play with the Ouija board again.
Exactly, dude. But even Panisi would be like, "Hey, bro, you okay?
Yeah, he's
That seems a little fucking crazy." You know what I mean?
double agent for what? Like, double agent. Like, number one. All right. Well, what's the agent, and what am I doing? What am I? What's the? He has. He's crazy. I love the. What a crazy person.
What a crazy person. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing else left to say at this point other than, is there anybody in there?
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Is there anybody home? Like, fucking tripped out, dude. Dude is out there.
Yeah, that's a great song. Is there any
Ground control to Major Tom? This dude is fucking floating, man. That's exactly the type of shit I was thinking when I heard that thing on the LIE clip. I was just like, wow. Like, I didn't even get mad. I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. What? That's what they did to North Korea. It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, and double agent. All right, well, what does he mean? Like, I'm trying to hurt Angel or Dominic? Well, then why haven't I made up any, I don't know, weird stories or anything like that? It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's weird, bro. His next show is going to be on left-handed midget lesbian albinos.
Ain't it? Like,
he's going to be like Maury Povich. And then she bit me. I'm afraid I'm going to turn into a left-handed midget lesbian albino when the moon gets full.
Yeah, double agent, man.
Fucking crazy bastard, dude. Crazy bastard, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it comes from mental illness and just being not a good person, you know?
Yeah, it's mental illness big time. Yeah, and absolutely he has no morals or value. That's that don't touch my backpack way far on the red part of the spectrum. That's that part of him.
He also
don't touch my backpack.
Look what he did. He gave that woman Angela's information out, right? And there's a bunch of like pedos and sick rapists that hate her, right? Like rat rapists.
Yeah, because he can't read social cues and he doesn't have any feelings. He's fucking whacked out.
Give out her address. What if one of those sick, weird pedo rippers tried to hurt the You gave her address out just because she didn't like listen to you or go along with your lies? Like,
he'll make up a government agent on the in-between that facilitated the whole thing.
Uncle Edwin's funny. Yeah, crazy, man.
It's totally crazy. It's super evil too. It's really, really evil. It's nasty.
Yeah, doing that. Listen, saying the double agent is one thing, but putting people's addresses out.
Who even thinks about that shit, bro?
Yeah, and
a double agent for the FBI and who? If you're a double agent, that means there's a second agency involved. So what is happening?
I don't know. It's weird.
What's the agencies and what's the case? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't say anymore because it's going to be in my book and it's also G14 classified. Like, what are you talking about? You silly man.
Yeah,
you silly man.
He makes up fake stories to try to, like, where's Harold Miner, the guy he said I put away in Utah?
Oh, it's going to be in his book or it's G14 classified?
Yeah. And I told him to bring the guy on. He said the FBI said he can't come on. It's like, what? Crazy stuff, man. These people entertain these psychos too, just like, oh my god.
Yeah, Edwin says to check your shoe phone.
Get smart. It's
yeah, he wants to wear MRE skin. Now, at this point, bro, I think he's actually kind of scared of MRE because he's built it into his mind that he probably has a SWAT outfit on when he's sleeping. You know, and like he's got fucking like one little earpiece in one ear coming from the FBI apparently, and the other earpiece is coming from an agency yet to be determined at this point. And he's just laying in bed, full on SWAT gear with a fucking gun next to him and his Doberman, waiting for the red team go.
Yeah, waiting to get the call.
So Kitten's a little afraid, I think, of MRE at this point.
He's a goofy guy.
He's a goofy son of a bitch. Yep.
Yeah, he probably would never, some of them kids are never allowed out of their house, There was no father there to toughen them up or an uncle or somebody.
Accidentally saw porn in the Easter egg. Yep.
It's
he was one of those kids. That's what happens when this dirty shit happens out in the world. These people get affected and these people fucking fibby.
What he really is a stalker. He was obsessed with the Gaudis.
He's definitely a stalker. He was stalking A-Light even back in the day. That was part of his claim to fame.
Well, he started I don't know, maybe he for some reason he thinks I stole his friends away. It's like, no,
Right.
you ruined your friendship. I had nothing to do with that.
That's
You
right.
ruined your own
That's
friend.
true. I saw it happen. I watched the whole thing. I saw and heard myself and cussed him. Everybody, I mean, some people in here might have been there, might remember this. I called that motherfucker every name in the book more than once. More than once. I don't like him. He knows that. He does not like me either because I'm one of the few people. Vinny was another one who would just go the fuck off on him and tell him, you're a fucking retard. Shut the fuck up. You are rude and nasty to Angel for no reason. You are an actual disgusting fucker.
Yeah, he would.
You're wasting time. You're on here. We used to tell him you're trolling right now because he would get on her show and just go silent and like clip her off the show, then clip himself off the show, and then talk shit to her and fucking whine like a baby and then all of a sudden an hour of her show was fucking gone when we had been on a totally different subject before he got there.
He was very rude, also.
Very rude and nasty, bro.
Like you can argue or debate, like I was just on Angel's show and I was a little mad she let that snitch up there, and we had a little argument or whatever, but I didn't say nothing. I would not be disrespectful to.
Well, how could you?
You know, like you can debate somebody or argue with a friend without being a disrespectful scumbag.
Absolutely, right? And if it gets to the point where you really can't hold it anymore, you just go, "I have to go now." It's that easy.
Yeah, he couldn't. Like he couldn't just.
No, he was just rude, and it had a lot to do with control. Anybody that knows those telltale signs could see that shit right away. He had a whole thing about control.
Yeah,
and he tried to control the narratives that were around. He wanted his last name. He wanted to marry Victoria and change his last name to Gotti.
Yeah, if he could. He's obsessed with gangsters, nieces, daughters, He's a sick puppy.
He's a sick motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, but I've said this, but how many times you heard me say it? All of them have this basically the same root problem with you, which is how dare you take any of my angel time away from me? I'm a sick mob hump freak that worked my life to get here. How dare you be her friend and she talked to you instead of me?
Yeah, weird, ain't it?
And even when you said, I don't want to argue with you, bro, fine. Just don't talk to me. I won't talk about you. I don't even, you know what? You even said, I'm not even going on Angel's show anymore. This shit's retarded. And I don't want to bring her. They still, every time even if you weren't on there, if they were like, oh, yeah, she'd be like, MRE said this, or MRE's funny. They'd go, oh, my God, my penis hurts.
Yeah.
It's so small.
It was very weird, very, like you said, controlling. It's like, dude, I didn't take your friend away from you.
It's weird, like, bro. It was all weird. Yep, all of them did it. Kitten did it. Fibby did it. Fatty did it. All of them.
I never said to her, you got to be soppy. I would never tell somebody, let's say if you had a friend I didn't like, right? You're still my friend, right? Like, just because I don't like the guy, maybe you like him. And I'm not going to hate you because you like somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like that's fucking weird.
Yeah, and the other part of that too, let's not forget, you were the cool kid in school, and they wanted to be that more than anything in the whole world.
Yeah, that's what a few people have said that to me before too.
Well, I'm your friend. You don't have to say. I'm telling you, it's like you just, and by no fault of your own, you had a show. No one even helped you with it. You literally started a show with 0 fucking subs.
Yeah, let's
see what the fuck happens, and people came and listened to it, and they loved your show, and they loved your fucking wit, and they started talking like you and acting like you, and it was weird. And those are the people that went off the deep end later.
Yeah.
When you didn't run an advertising special to use your channel as a marketing avenue to make them famous.
Yeah, because
at no place on MRE's page does it say $9.99 for advertising. By the way, to all the weirdos out there, there's no marketing plan. Okay, you don't get to be friends with somebody and then be mad at them when they don't literally post every fucking thing that you put on throughout the day. It's odd.
Yeah, it's weird hero worship stuff too, and some like I said, all those people that run them out are all hero worshipers. It's weird shit.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm lucky. I only had the one.
Yeah. And not only that, I never had no stool pigeon shout my channel out. Like they had like Jimmy a stool pigeon with thousands of
fair point. Fair.
Out. You know, I built my channel, even my other channel. I built them from scratch, and they were successful, but not too successful, but enough for what I wanted to do. You know, They're just weird people, man. Very jealous, and you get a lot of people that will come and try to use you. Once they see you're nice and you share channels, right? The dumbest thing to do on YouTube, if you want to be a YouTuber and make money and shit, is to share people's channels, right? It's the dumbest thing to do. It's like having a business, right? And saying, "Oh yeah, you know what? My down the street also sells good sneakers." You know, it's stupid. And so when people see you that you're somebody that will share someone's channel and help, some people will try to truckle up to you to become friends with you just to use you to get subscribers and shit. And then once they get their subs and shit, they don't give a fuck. They'll tell you to fuck off and backstab you. Weird people.
Super weird people.
But for every shit bum who's done that, there's been like 5 good people who haven't, right? Like there's a lot of good people out there. Some of them
for sure. Like I said to you, I've only had the one, and I had the one because of you. So thanks, buddy. No, that was just an extreme. I'm glad you said hero worship, actually, because I'm baked, and that's a really good word for me to just steal real fast without having to use my brain cells. That was just somebody that hero worshipped you. It was Gunsmoke.
Yeah,
and then the moment you and I became friends, and I was putting out, he just put some of that hatred onto me. But that was the only one I ever had to fuck with.
Yeah, I never even did. Not all I did was take his wrench, and I still said, "Hey," and I would have gave it back to him eventually, probably, right? Like I just took and said, "I can't have somebody worshiping stool pigeons with a wrench." Well, maybe I should even have done that because it made the kid fucking literally turn on me like that.
Oh, he lost it. Yeah, he was one of the. Yeah, he like flipped out and started talking shit and like wanted your shit to be over with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I helped you. Like you make money and put food on your table right now. Thanks to someone like me who helped you. You know, don't get me wrong, he did his channel, but without someone sharing it or shouting it out, he wouldn't have went nowhere. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's undeniable. It's undeniable.
It's like,
dude, you can't argue that point at all.
Gratitude, even if you don't like me, you don't have to kiss my ass to like me, but don't fucking trash me and lie about me. And call my family. He stopped doing that. He don't do it no more, but it's like fucking weirdo. But there's others that do it, you know, like these people are weirdos.
Yeah, and be friends with rats and all that shit. He did all of it.
Yeah, and that's his own thing. If you want to be friends, God bless, that's on you, you know, but don't hate me for having principles.
I hate you so much, I'm going to like the stuff I told you I hate.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What kind of sense does that make? And even a dumb person, that doesn't make sense to a dumb person, man. It's like, I hate you so much, I'm going to start hating the stuff that we both like together. Yeah. And all the stuff, I'm going to hate that shit.
Yeah, it's it is sick. It is sick. And you see a lot of that on here. And the same with Kit. And that guy was asking me to go out to dinner with him, to meet him. He'd like to take me out to dinner. I'm like, and I try not to be mean, right? What are you going to say on stream? Like, you know, like, no, at the time, he used to pop on once in a while. Didn't want to be rude to him, but I don't meet people off of here and go to dinner, especially weirdos like that, you know? Like,
I might have laughed if he said that to me. Yeah, I might have literally just like laughed.
Especially at the time, I was anonymous and all that. It's like, dude, why
you're way the fuck out in South Dakota.
Yeah, I'm out in South Dakota. Why would I want to meet you? Like, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. And no, I do not. And how interesting is, I guess I would love to have dinner with a psychotic person who can't read social cues. That would sound fucking wonderful.
Yeah,
sounds wonderful.
It was very, very weird. You know, very weird.
It's like points at people. You're angry.
Yeah, it's just bizarro world, man. You know, but like I said, for every creep who's done it, there've been like 4 creeps who I've helped their channels and they turned on me. But others, no, I've had a lot of. There's a lot of good people on there. One is yourself, a couple in the chat, Uncle Edwin. He's got a good channel right now and stuff like that. Those people never turned on me or betrayed me or nothing like that. You know, so yeah. I appreciate those friends on here.
Oh yeah, I'm friends with you. I talk to Gigi still.
Oh, Jerry's awesome. Yeah, I like Jerry.
Definitely. That's our Goomba from across the sea over there, you know.
I got a lot of
I talk to through email, I talk to Egon sometimes, our friend Egon, which you know is a solid dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude, Egon.
Yeah, he's a solid dude. So every once in a while he drops me an email and I drop him one, you know, because I like him. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, I don't really talk to anybody. I used to talk to NB when she was around. She has my email if she ever wants to talk again. I'm always here for her. You know what I mean? You know that.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't
she
heard
knows
from
that.
NB in a long time, but yeah, she's still a friend.
Gigi has. Gigi said she's okay, but that's cool.
Yeah,
they're friends, you know, and yeah, we won't get into any of that stuff here, but she should, if she does ever hear this, you know, she can always reach out to me, of course, and Gigi's told her that too. So, but I don't really talk to anybody else, honestly. You know.
Yeah, me neither. I've talked to a few people on here, like you and you know, like I go on Uncle Edwin's, or I'll pop on Dean Dew's chat or Angel's chat once in a while, Kane Shades.
Oh well, yeah, Kane Shades, but I mean, off of here or whatever. I guess.
Yeah, I really don't talk to many people off of offline, really.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like literally, I talk to you on here. I would if we needed to. I think I've given you my, but we've never had to. We just send each other messages, but we could. But Gigi has my email. Egon has my email, and so did NB. You know.
Yeah. Well, they're all good people. And
yeah.
They never turned and flipped and fucking bad mouthed you. No, speaking of the devil, there's Jerry.
What's up, Gigi? We were just talking about you, man.
Yeah, speak of the devil. GQ Jerry, I call him. Ever see when he does the shorts and shit?
Mr. Debonair.
Yeah, the GQ, the slick back hair. I'm like, damn, man, I wish I still had my hair. Fucking Jerry all GQ'd out with his suits on, looking all sharp. The the dress.
Yeah, he was just complaining he broke 2 pairs of his sunglasses in the same day.
Oh man, what's up?
Green Perry says I miss NB. She's good. NB, from what I understand, Gigi will tell you too. I think Gigi, you're still talking to NB, right? NB's okay. Everything's well with her.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her in about maybe like a year or something, but I'm sure everything's all right with her.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people gave her shit when they shouldn't have. There were some people that talked a lot of shit that had no nerve to talk, to be quite honest. And I told a few of them that. And unless you know what it's like to be a content creator, unless you know what it's like for people to threaten to have your daughter raped and give out her address and her picture and where she goes to school, then you can shut the fuck up. And I will get pissed off right now. Like, people said a lot of stuff to her, and I like Envy a lot. That's my homie. And some people said some things to her that were not fucking okay with me and gave her a lot of shit and trolled her. And those people can fuck right off. They do not have a right to their opinion at all, as far as I'm concerned. Like, the world's a democracy and everybody has an opinion. You respect it. No. Sometimes you're just fucking out of line, and it's up to people's friends to tell you, hey, look, I don't want to fight you or anything. We can still be cool, but you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the position I'm taking, which is like, I don't hate nobody. I'm not fucking actually pissed off at nobody, but some people are wrong and they should shut the fuck up. Because that woman got the fear of God put into her. And I don't give a fuck what anybody's opinions are on her actions that surround it at all. They put out her apartment, her mom, her dad. They literally tried to get her government brother fired from his fucking job. Like, all kinds of crazy shit. So regardless of how you feel about what she did, it's not warranted unless it's happened to you.
Yeah, like, come on, like threatening to kill or go see some mom and her kid. A woman's going to be nervous. Like, what the fuck?
It was bad. Yeah. It was bad for a while there. Yeah, you know, and I'm not sanctioning anyone's actions one way or the other. I'm just saying war can be fucked up. Unless you're a single woman in an apartment with your daughter and people are doxing your fucking license plate and your insurance paperwork and your address and pictures of your apartment, and you're literally seeing people drive by your house, like, then you just shut the fuck up right now. Doesn't matter what she did. It's none of your business.
Well, all she did was call Piggy out and use his words against him. And
that shit drove them insane.
Yeah, imagine just somebody like taking your own word. If somebody made a channel about me, right? Let's say they put my words up me, I don't know, double speak. Let's say I said I liked orange juice, and then in another video I said I didn't like orange juice, you know? Yeah. That doesn't warrant me to go fucking look you up and put your family up there, right? It's my own word. Right. And I'm sure if you go back to all my lives, there's going to be somewhere where I double speak on something, right? Like, come on. You can't do lives all the time and not get something wrong or forget something.
Or to be fair, even over the course of a few years, not change your opinion on something to where if somebody went back through your stuff, they'd be like, aha, he did used to like orange juice, that motherfucker.
Yeah, people's opinions can change on certain things, but not on major issues. No, my opinion is not.
Well, yeah, not about these people that are like, I hate rats, they're the scum of the earth. And then you're like, well, I don't want to see my chat anymore. I love fucking rats. They are so cool.
I'll never understand them people. Those are people that just want to use you and all weird shit like that. You know, they're sick people out there. And then remember, in these genres where people worship, let's just be honest, like mob shit or any kind of crime, it could be bikers, mob, anything, gang. You're gonna get a lot of bullshit artists, right? A lot of weird fucking.
A lot of wannabes and posers.
Yes, and look how many we've seen come in these genres: liars, posers, fucking so many. Oh my god, so many.
So many at this point. Yeah,
that it's actually quietly insane.
I'll never understand it. I've said that before. I even in our private conversations, I've said to you, like, there's a million genres or groups or whatever the fuck you want to call them, topic areas on YouTube where you could just jump right into anything that might amuse you at the time. And you, for some reason, chose to go to the place full of stuff you said you hated. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of weird.
Phonies, like it's like just phonies, man. That's why I respect people who do have principles and stand by, have some convictions and principles and stand by it.
Be well, GG. Be safe. Make sure you don't get off at the wrong stop or miss yours, man.
Yeah, have a good one, Jerry.
What's up, Bella? Good to see you.
What's up, Bella?
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm probably gonna record this fucking Jiffy song tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the one I've told you. I've had a couple of these on deck. I have like one that I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the one for Kitten yet. I might let Spaceman.
Yeah, wait a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I might let that one kind of float around a little bit, and I actually kind of want to maybe work on that one anyway. Maybe even have him do something else stupid, give me something more to write about. But Phoebe's one, it is ready. So I just need to grab the instrumental tomorrow and record it.
Yeah, nice. Well, you got that talent, man. I wish I had that talent like that.
I've had this one written for a while.
I remember I put that call out. I'm like, if anybody has any talents like this, and all of a sudden you uploaded the video, I'm like, oh wow. So I had Moses Heaps, and Heaps.
It was like weird. How that happened, bro. Because I was literally all fucked up with COVID during that time, with the plague at that time. That was so.
Yeah, I remember you were sick. I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you know what? I was like, if you want songs, man, I could fucking do that. So I did that John A-Light song, the John Albanian. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was funny, man. Yeah, and I remember that too, bro. Yeah, that same episode when you were like, man, if anybody out there wants to do some songs, man, we need some songs for this shit. And you just said too, you're like, we have this Moses Heath guy over here with this other thing I'm a part of, but we need one over here. And I was like, I'll try.
Yeah, you killed it. You knocked it out of the fucking park. It was literally Babe Ruth pointing at the fucking at the wall. It was literally that. It was a Babe Ruth move, pointing at the wall and knocking it right out of the park like 7 times. Like,
well, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that.
The Tim McGraw song, "Ain't No Rest for the Snitches." Those are some fucking hits, man. Those are classic. See, people don't realize how much catchy, funny songs like that are good. For propaganda. And
well, that's exact. Yeah, man. When you told me that, that's literally when I started even thinking about doing different genres. Before that, I was just listening out for little hooks or whatever that I might be able to change or something that caught my ear. But after you told me the propaganda thing, I was like, well, then we need some different genres. So everybody has a rat song to listen to.
Yeah.
Because I hate country music. That shit killed me. But my buddy loves country music, so he picked that out, and then I just had to.
I never listened. You were the first time I never heard that Tim McGraw song. I don't like Tim McGraw, right? I'm not a fan of him. But that song, I had the first time I listened to it, I said, I know I'm gonna like this, but I gotta listen to it again, right? Because I never heard that song, right?
Yeah.
And then I started looking at the song all the time, I became a huge fan of that song.
Awesome. Yeah, it took me a while to listen to it.
Kane Shades liked that song a lot.
Oh, he loved that song. Yeah, he told me that he played it a bunch. I'm glad too. I'm glad he liked it.
I'm gonna call it law. I'm gonna call it
Jane Perry says I like the Four Non Blonde song. I'm pretty proud of that one, man.
That was a good one too.
That one, I'm actually pretty proud of because it was a topical. I'm not patting myself on the back or anything, but I'm just saying like that one was topical, like about a specific person and a specific story. So, and that was one I didn't even. I think, yeah, that was the one that I sang to you guys on here. I wasn't even planning to really like record. I was like, well, I got this one about Mazda, and when you heard it, you were like, no, motherfucker, you have to record this.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was like, dude,
I did.
Gem, fucking. Don't let that go. No, record that.
Yeah, so I did. Yeah, and I'm pretty proud of that one for that reason. The other one I'm proud of, honestly, is just the only other one I'm pretty proud of is the Jimmy Helmet song, the Hey There Calandra. I'm pretty proud of that. That's
great. Yeah, Hey There Calandra, what's it like in New York City?
Yeah.
You're pretty shitty, don't like you. Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one too. Only because it makes me laugh.
Yeah, they're all songs.
I don't listen to it, but that one makes me laugh. So
yeah, Jane, he's got one. He's got one, Jane. That's coming. He said a few.
Yeah, I'm gonna record it tomorrow, Jane. Yeah, and it's a rap tune. Yeah,
I got it because I'm gonna do a Fibby stream this week. I haven't done a Fibby stream in so long. I'm gonna do a Fibby stream this week.
Nice.
I forget. I'll call it. I'll think of a funny name to call it. I just want to show some hypocrisies and stuff on the guy. And what a vile little creature he is, you know.
Won't be hard.
All because fucking he wasn't allowed to play in a reindeer game, you know.
That's
weird.
That's right, man.
I must be mad. Like that's like I don't know. Someone, hey, can I be part of your baseball team? Nope. And also, I hate them.
Yeah. Well, then that's it. I'm gonna burn your fucking stadium down.
Like,
I'm gonna start my own baseball team.
Well, think how evil this dude is. At the same time, he was giving me awards. He was trying to find me, you know, because he knew I was from Providence, and he knew, like, I could maybe throw a monkey wrench in his Providence story, you know, and they exposed his lie about saying Raymond was his grandfather because everybody else thinks it's Secret Mafia grandpa. But behind the scenes, he tells all these UK guys and Midwest guys that Raymond's his grandpa. It's like, you liar. Like, no. I had one grandson. You know, well, two. He has
it's just fucking ridiculous on its face, anyway.
Yeah. Well, because here's what makes it crazy. It's like, wait a minute, you didn't think somebody from these neighborhoods would ever come on YouTube, or you didn't think that was possible? Like, if I just started saying I was from California and I don't know, from Compton or something, you don't think eventually somebody from those areas are gonna pop out and be like, no, that's not true. Or if I would,
it's as ridiculous as if he'd been on here forever, bro. So let's put this in perspective. It'd be as if we've been friends for the last 2 years, and I go, "Hey, bro, I gotta tell you, I'm actually from your street." we weren't friends because like I got kept inside and homeschooled and stuff. But my dad was friends with your people. They would have known him, but he had an alias. He just went by Ace.
Ace.
I lived right down the street from you for years, man. It's crazy. I think I saw you like at the store. Like, it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, and what he
bro, you were just from fucking Brooklyn, and before that, you were from you were living in Jersey. Like, no, bro. Oh, and now you spent years in Philly, bro. You've only got so many years.
Yeah, and as even one of the people from his own city, you've seen it. The guy Jared Ham come on and show yearbook pictures, and he had the Fuzz Squad glasses. So it's like, dude, like, here's someone from your own area, you know?
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed him really, really putting it all out there and having pictures and details about everything.
Well, stealing.
And like, this is a dude they were friends when they were kids, man. They played hockey. Yeah. He was in his house. He knows his family, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, and that's him and he said him and his friends, it blows their mind. Like, when they hear him out here saying he's from these places and his grandpa, and he stole Chris Trockley's cousin too.
I know, that shit was crazy and confusing. I remember when that happened because I was just like, no. As soon as I heard that, I was like, that's not. I forget somebody said it in a chat, maybe either asked me or asked Trock, and I saw it, and I remember Trock going, "What? I don't think so." And I'm like, no. Trock. That person is not your fucking cousin.
Well, he even tried almost fooled Trock at first.
I know he had to ask
Like,
anyway himself, but I was telling him, I'm like, that's not true, bro. No, it's not.
Don't know.
True.
Maybe it's he's like, I don't know, maybe it's a 6 or 7 cousin. I don't know. He's like, it's possible. And then he's like, all right, no.
Oh yeah, sure, it's possible because we're all God's children, possible, but it's not possible like your families were fucking connected. No, sir.
Because like Trockley can pull out pictures of his cousin, right, and his family at the dinner table. Fibby can't do that. He put up his mugshot. That's he put up.
Because if Fibby showed you the picture of his adopted family, you'd see a bunch of military fucking white people.
Yep.
It would be a table full of wasps, dare I say.
And technically, we don't even know Fibby's really real name, even like his birth name. Because listen, he says he's Irish and Italian, right? There is no Irish Italian names that we find. Like, there's none.
He does not have a single drop of Italian blood in his body. You can see that in his. You can no. I don't think so. Way, bro.
Now, is it
no
possible
fucking way?
Maybe 1 or 2%. It's possible, but I doubt it.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm being hyperbolic with not a drop. Yeah, sure. 1-2%. Sure. There, small dose from someplace. Some poor Italian found themselves in a position where they had to go slumming and sleep with a disgusting relative of his. They were like, "Oh fuck it, this one's got flies on it, but I'll take it."
And just what a mean person too, a behind the scenes real creep, like helping look up why are you helping these people find out who I am? You know what they want to do. They want to fuck with my family. Like, why you do that? What a creep. What a creep, man.
I can't imagine, bro.
Just saying he broke into houses in my neighborhood.
Dude, it'd be like if fucking Damien. You're right. I don't know. I'm just saying that because it's just one of your good friends. The only reason I'm using him as an example. It'd be like if he started a YouTube channel and you went on there and he was telling everybody he was black.
Yeah.
Like if he had a radio station, like a reggae station or something, and like he was just like, "Yeah, I'm on," and he was like telling people that he was actually like full blown fucking black and the whole thing. Like, come on, dude, you'd be dying. You'd be like, "Dude, no, you're not, bro. What?
No, dude, you're not Jamaican.
Exactly.
Like I never came on here. Number one, when I came on originally, I never come out my real name. It was just everybody knew I was lying. We're Dakota. No one really.
Oh, it's a character. It was
but I
always a character. Yeah, come on.
I never came on here trying to milk myself, look like anything. Like I never lied about nothing about me. Everything.
Dude, everything was in jest. We would joke about poodles, man. We would joke about fucking you living in the fucking attic of your mom or your grandma's house.
Granny's basement.
Your granny's basement, right? And all that shit in Little Italy, South Dakota. Like that on its own was just like, hello, funny, right?
Yeah. What's up, Bob? Yeah.
Your family followed the spaghetti trail to get there. Like, come on, bro. I even put out that video, Let's Go See MRE.
Yeah,
about you living in your fucking mom's house and shit, and me coming to visit you. And then even said in the description, like, I got a pass from hell for the day, and I went to visit my buddy MRE in South Dakota.
What's up, Minnie? Yeah, that was funny. That was a good video. I used to like when you used to make those little funny tales and shit. Those are classic, dude.
Yeah,
that was funny banter and stuff. But when people did find out who I was, I didn't try to make myself out to be anything that I wasn't,
Of course, man. And it's not like you would have gotten into an argument with somebody in South Dakota about where Little Italy was to the point where you wanted to dox their family. Because that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about the fact that it's just like a general story that was meant to be funny. We're also talking about the person that takes these stories, these delusions so seriously that they like to want to attack. It's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Nuts. Because if that had been Fibby, he'd have held on to that shit for dear life and been like, and there was an amusement park and there was a fucking basketball park down here on this street, and the person from South Dakota would have been losing their mind.
I would have hit him up. Listen, if I would have hit Fibby up privately and said, hey, listen, if you throw me some money, right? Throw me some money and I will co-sign for you. I will say, yeah, I know who his family is. Oh, they were mobbed up. Yeah. He has real good friends. Like he would have went along with that, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, of course he would have, bro. My blue heaven all day long with that guy. Of course, man. He does that shit with these other idiots.
Yes.
That's funny. Carol mentioned your one arm from back in the day. That just reminds me of when Big Gay Al.
Uncle Badge.
He felt bad about making fun of you because he thought you really only did have one arm, and his stupid drunk ass. I was dying.
Yeah, that was funny. You know, that guy was funny. He wasn't malicious. He was just a funny guy. You know, like he didn't try to look up my family, right? Nothing like that. He was just like, man, I feel bad for him. He's got one arm.
Yeah, if he really does have one arm, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I shouldn't make fun of him, but I get way more ladies than he does. We're all, me and Red and everybody, we're just dying. We can't breathe.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was too much, bro. Because he's a seat sniffer as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's not all there.
I'm not getting up if that dude's in the movie theater. He's gonna be like just looking at you like, fuck yeah.
Well, anytime you try to prove to people that you're like a ladies' man by showing a bunch of pictures of, I don't know, old girlfriends on it, there's something wrong. It's like, why would you do that? Like, it's weird.
Even just talking about that shit is right off the bat a desperate, weird look. And then, like, your mom's yelling at you from the other room to turn the light off and flush the toilet and shit. And you're drunk out of your mind.
Yeah.
That guy's too much, man.
It's bizarro world.
So I always put him in my videos back then. That's funny. We were talking about the clips. Back in the day when I made those clips a lot, I always put him in there when there was ever supposed to be like a really creepy weirdo or like a pervy looking dude. I always put his face on. I used to yell at Red too when Red was doing his shows, and at the end, out of nowhere, he'd pop that dude up. I would yell at Red. I'd be like, "You have to warn me. You have to warn me first, dude. This guy freaks me the fuck out. He's like a sexual golem. He's like ready to attack you. Gotta be careful."
Yeah, there's some definite characters came across on here for sure.
So many characters from over the years, bro.
Being a character, or even a locale or something.
Yeah.
Be some doxer weirdo. It's ridiculous.
But he again, like, at least that guy, as weird as he was and creepy as he was at least harmless.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, I'm gonna go mobile. We can grab a smoke real quick. Let's go mobile. Oh.
What's up, Jane and Minnie? How's everything going? He's going mobile.
Oh, Minnie's in here. What's up, Minnie?
Minnie Moocher, Minnie the Moocher.
Like Carol said, the way you described yourself back then was great, and your wife from the circus. Yes, that was fun too.
Yeah, Trixie, Sissy or something.
Sissy, yeah, I think, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Like these people, I never seen. There was another guy recently who, I don't know who he is, but he's like one of Piggy and their friends. He posted a picture of some girl like in a tank top, some pretty girl, and like there was a cleavage showing, and he put up on the thing. He goes, "Why all you losers are sitting home? I'm with Jasmine, and she loves me." So my friend took it and reverse Google searched it. It was some OnlyFans girl, man, from like Sweden. So
When are people gonna learn?
He bought the he bought the picture off the girl on OnlyFans and went around telling people that that's his girlfriend. Amazing.
What's
crazy.
up, Nitro?
Nitro, how's it going? I love you. Her little puppy is so cute. Her little puppy Gunner is adorable, man. Adorable.
Oh, that's the Gunner part of the name. Okay, I didn't remember ever seeing that. I remember the Nitro though.
Yeah, well, that's her dog. Her
that's
channel,
cool.
Nitro and Gunner. Oh, he's a beautiful little pit bull, man. Oh, he's
gray.
Oh,
right on.
Yeah, he's gray. He's got those little cute little eyes and head. He's a beautiful dog. You scored with that dog, Nitro. How'd you get him, Nitro? Did you buy him, or how'd you get him? He's such a beautiful dog. You scored. Can't beat that. That's for sure.
Oh no, dogs are expensive, man.
Yeah, Just Chillin's got a great dog. He's got one of my favorite dogs on here too. Dolly, his Doberman.
Nitro said adopted him from the pound.
Nice, nice. Good for you. Good for
Well,
you.
that's good. And that wasn't so expensive. You lucked out then. You got a good
Oh,
dog.
it probably costed a bit. It ain't cheap to even adopt them. You got to pay adoption fees and all that.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying
Yeah,
like these
compared to
thousands of
going to
dollars these
buy
people
one.
charge for puppies anymore.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's way cheaper than going to buy a dog or something like that.
Yeah, they want like $5,000 for a Corso and shit like that. And when I was looking,
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was some that were like a little cheaper, don't like 3,500 and stuff like that, but they were also kind of sketchy. And they were, all these people are scamming, dude. They just they tell you they're gonna mail you things and shit. You're a mook if you send them people money. It's like I'm showing up wherever this dog is. I'm gonna see the dog. I'm gonna bring the dog home with me, even if it's in another state, bro. Like, no, not sending you $5,000 and having you ship a dog in a crate, scared to death on an airplane. I will come to you. It's cool.
Yeah. My dog, I had to do that. I did. My dog got shipped to me.
Right. Well, I'm glad that worked out for you. That shit scares the fuck out of me about getting scammed, bro, or somebody doing something to the dog or the dog getting hurt. I would feel fucking horrible.
Yeah, I know.
That's just me
Well,
probably
the
being
dog,
worried about too much, worried about shit that won't happen probably. But
Dubs, he got scammed for a dog recently.
I remember
Yeah.
hearing that. Yeah, it was a French bulldog, right?
Yeah, Dubs was because there's so many fake. That's why you have to know. See, when I shopped around for my dogs, I knew the Doberman dude. I dealt with him for years.
Oh, okay. Well, in that
I've
case,
seen his
I would have been
farm.
okay with that.
I've seen his Facebook with all of his kids hold the dogs, the farm. You know, uh, I heard his kids and his wife in the background. There was other reviews on people who bought dogs from him. So, but you've got to be careful because the people are very good at scamming people with that stuff. So you got to be very careful.
Yeah,
And poor
definitely.
Dubs got taken, which is sad. Like, here's a dude thinking his parents just died, his dad just died. He's
Right.
looking for a dog as a little buddy and shit. And he goes and throws some money down, and the people rip him off. Like, scummy move, man.
Yeah, Tommy said that's what I did he did when he bought his cane Corso. He went to the house and met the parents and all that. I
Yeah,
did the same thing with every single Akita I
yeah,
owned.
smart move, Tommy.
All the Akitas I owned, I did the same thing. I made sure I went there, I met the people, I saw where the puppy came from, all that
What were
kind of
most of
stuff.
the colors of your Akitas?
The first one that I had, I guess you would call it brindle because it was like brown. It was mostly like brown and white. Had like a little bit of like a tan color here and there. I mean, I guess that would be brindle for an Akita. Um,
Okay.
yeah, the other two Akitas that I had both were gray and white
All right.
primarily. They had a little bit of black here and there.
I told you we had a white Akita that we fostered. I fostered for a little bit. I think I told you that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
They're
I
funny
think
dogs, man. They're very vocal. They'll try and talk to you and
yes, they
stuff.
are.
They're funny.
Yeah, I only had him for 3 months. I fostered him for 3 months. But let me tell you, he was badass. He was all white and very protective, man. What a good watchdog he was.
Yeah, they sit. My first one, the other two weren't as. I think it's because the other two that I had by that time I was grown and I basically had the second one I had a small family. You know what I mean? The next one I had a little bit bigger family, so they were kind of like protective of everybody. But my first dog was mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Not only
And
everybody else.
that dog, when I sat down, I think I've told you this before. When I sat down, that dog would sit on my feet. And then when I moved my foot, it would just every time I'd have to move my foot, and then he would scooch his butt all the way in between my legs, all the way up against the couch, and that's where he would sit and lay down. And if you tried to move him, it was not fucking happening. And the moment I got up, he was up. That dog stuck to me, bro.
What about a black one?
Everywhere.
Are there black Akitas?
I mean, I don't. Let's look it up, bro.
I never seen a
I've
black
never
one.
seen or looked for a straight up black Akita before. They have black in them. Like I said, the one that
Yeah,
was
brindle, black in them. I seen a little. I'm saying an all black Akita, like.
right. I don't know, man. I don't think so because they're usually toned and have like that patch to their back and usually on their tail and like on their head and their neck. So I don't know, but
They
let's
have
look
the
it
all
up.
white. They have the all white one. Like I said, I fostered an all white. He was pure white. He had nothing.
That's amazing, bro. I bet that was a beautiful dog.
Yeah, he was a big bastard too, man. He was a big boy too. He was a big dog too. Like, matter of fact, when I fostered him, somebody wanted me to foster another little dog, and I couldn't do it, because I had him. I'm like, listen, I got I got a big Doberman and a big Akita here. I can't foster another dog.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go. It says that. I guess the same thing is true. Hang on, let me grab my cigarette before it fucking falls. I guess the same thing is true for white Akitas. It just says that solid black is a fairly rare color in Akitas, and it says the same thing I said. In most cases, there's at least some shading, or the undercoat at least is a different color. In fact, most Akitas have some shading of outer or undercoat. And that even these black Akitas I'm seeing on here, they're all black except they have like a patch of white on their chest, or they'll have patches of white on their legs. But they don't appear, I only see like one or two that appear to be actually like solid black.
Yeah. Yeah, I never came across one, but I'm sure
Yeah,
they're
so
out there.
they've got the patches to, yeah, see like this other one I'm looking at, yeah, that they've got like a lot of white to them. That's how mine were too. And then the coloration they have is like usually in their back, like on their head and around their ears and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good dogs. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the shedding, you know.
Yeah, I told you before, my wife fucking oobots, bro.
I
Oobots.
can imagine. Like I had a German Shepherd, and it was crazy. So I can imagine an Akita. And I had one Akita for 3 months, and I seen the hair. I was like, whoa.
And it's and really, I mean, yeah, you always have shedding no matter what, but there's a couple times a year where it just goes like a bomb. It literally just like poof.
Yeah.
And it just falls off, and you're like, how is this possible? You're literally like pulling handfuls of this stuff, and it never stops. It's like, bro, how is this possible? Where's this coming from at this point?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine having like one of those Tibetan Mastiffs or any of those big dogs that have, you know, coats that are 5-6 times that, like even like a big Saint Bernard or something like that. I bet the hair is just
they even shed a lot. Yeah, Saint Bernard even shed. That's why I love my Dobermans, because they shed too. Don't get me wrong, but it's very small and fine. And long as you brush them once a week, or even once every other week, you're not going to have a problem. Well, shedding season, brush them once a week, but non-shedding season, once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we brushed every single time we walked outside to let the dog run or play or anything. I always would just bring the brush with me in my back pocket, and we would stop, you know, when the dog sat down or whatever, and I would just brush him while we were out there every time, even if it was a couple, 3 times in the day, just to keep it down. Otherwise, my wife would just freak out.
Yeah, that's I can just imagine all that on your carpets and shit. So
yeah, she went off the deep end with that shit a couple of times, and that's why I've been kind of slowly, like over the last year, looking around for a Corso, and I've been seeing some really expensive prices.
Really?
I want, and my wife agrees with me too. We want good stock, and we deliberately want a very big, and we might buy 2.
Nice.
But we want deliberately something that's going to come from good stock and get really fucking big.
Yeah, well, I know, like the guy where I got my dog from, he sells Rottweilers and German Shepherds besides Dobermans. So
Right.
And he his prices are good. You know, he's got some good prices. If you ever want to know, I don't know if you're interested in a Rottweiler or not, but his Rotties.
No, I think we definitely want Corso. Like we pretty much decided on getting a or 2. We're not sure if we're going to get 2, and it depends on the price we get. Or really, I think more so, it'll depend on the people we get it from and the stock that we get. You know, like the good genetic stock.
Keep shopping around and checking different people with different cane corsos. And
we're not in a rush at all. We're super taking our time. Like I told you, we might even go somewhere if in another state if we get a good vibe or we talk to the people. We might even just go there.
That's real smart. Listen, getting a couple of them, because let me tell you, this world is getting crazy, and a dog can't be bought off. You know, a dog can't be. Yeah, they're always gonna have your back, right? So your family's always safe. You know, like you got.
Well, that's part of the idea, honestly, is so that like, if younger people from the family leave or whatever, they can even take one with them. We'll still have one at the house.
Exactly. Yes.
You know,
And those dogs are the best, even for women, right?
Or
The best.
again, yeah, or even if my wife needs to go someplace by herself, she can take one with her. We'll still have one at the house. Yeah, totally.
And let's just say hypothetically you had a daughter and your daughter's ready to move on her own. Those dogs are great because even if she has a boyfriend and God forbid he tried to hit her, the dog's going to attack him. That's why dogs are great for women, single women or young women, or they're just great for to protect your family in general.
Yeah.
Wife, kid. You know, that's why my father always had them when he would he'd go to work and shit. He'd know that me and our family was safe because nobody could get in the house. Our dogs would eat them.
Yeah.
It gives you a certain comfort too. Even right now, I can.
It was a great feeling when we were growing up. I told you we had 3, yeah, and even one of them was just this giant retarded mongrel. But man, sound outside my house, that dog was barking and at the door. Right? I mean, it's even no matter what kind of dog you have, if just make sure it's big enough to hurt somebody.
Yeah. Like, what's up, Manny? Like, if I left my house right now, I could leave my door unlocked. You know, it's, I don't like yesterday when I went to the day before when I went to the wake and stuff. I came home. I knew nobody broke in my house. You know,
right?
Because the dog's there. You know, it's a special. It's a security.
Like, well, there's no blood here, so nobody broke in.
Well, you know, you can leave with a cool head, knowing, you know, all right, if somebody's going to try to break in my house, like my dog's going to maul them, right? They're going to have to really go overboard to get away with it, you know?
Yeah. I saw a thing on YouTube of some idiot walked in a house thinking nobody was there. He literally walked in the back door and a Great Dane came up.
Wow. Yeah.
And he's like, hey, what's up? He tries to like make friends with the Great Dane, and the Great Dane's like, okay, I don't know who you are. He's like smelling him and shit. Dude literally has a pillowcase. He starts walking through the house. Well, the next thing you see is, well, the house wasn't, this make it easy to understand because you can't see the video. The house was not empty. When he walked into the next room, it was this little old lady that was home. And when she fucking yelled at the guy, that's when the dog
went nuts, right?
Well, it started, you can probably look this up. I just saw on YouTube, it was a Great Dane. Guy breaks in the house, Great Dane gets him. You'll probably come right up. You'll see it in old ladies in the video. But the dog walks his fucking ass to the door.
Wow.
Like nipping at him until, you know what I mean? Like he's taking him where he needs to go. That's the part I was impressed by. The dog didn't just jump on him and rip him apart. He got him the fuck out of the house. And that's smart, bro. And he was just biting him little bits at his ass and like little bits here and there, leading him to where he went. And then when that motherfucker got to the door, that's when he took a chunk out of his ass cheek.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, he was, as soon as
again, it wasn't vicious and bloody, but it was just smart dog. He got him out of that fucking place, man.
He was protecting that old lady.
For sure.
And once she gave out that scream, he knew that this wasn't a friend. This wasn't a family member. This is somebody that could possibly hurt my owner.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it was exactly that behavior. Guy walked in the house. The dog was just like smelling him a lot and just stuck to him, like right next to him. He didn't, you know what I mean? He walked with him through the house, just smelling him and looking at him. And as soon as that lady came around, was like pointing her finger, you know, obviously yelling, the dog was like, okay, asshole, time to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't mess around. That's Great Dane's a great estate guard dogs, like people with big yards and stuff. Great Danes love just chilling out, watching their property and stuff. They're awesome guard dogs. Cane Corsos, I've never had a Cane Corso. You know, I always admired them and think they're beautiful dogs. I'd love to have one day, actually.
Me too. Yeah, I've always admired them from afar, honestly. And I've always wanted to have one. My wife too. And it's been a while. I did not take the passing of my last dog very well. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's tough.
I waited, you know, a good while. I'm just being honest with you. It sucked. I was like, okay, I need a break now. It's like that sucked. But yeah, so I think here, like the next year, we're not in a rush. Like I said, we're gonna look and take our time.
Yeah,
but we want to have something though. We want to have at least one dog.
Yeah. A dog that can protect the family.
Yeah, and again, we've always wanted one, you know, and we've had the Akitas. We love them and everything, but we're ready to try to go ahead and do something else. Get another dog we've always wanted. Yeah,
that'd be cool. Grab 2 Cane Corso puppies, man. And I'm sure they'll give you a deal if you're buying 2, right? Like,
I hope so. We'll see.
Oh, they will. No, If you're gonna buy, I know dog breeders. If you're gonna take 2 pups off their hand, they're gonna give you a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they'll probably give you a couple $100 off, something like that. 400.
Yeah. Now those dogs do come pure black.
Yes,
But the ones I've seen that, or not all of them, but some of the ones I've seen that are solid black, they have this thing where with their eyes, where like their eyes look really, really red. Do you know what that is?
No.
Like not even just their eyeballs, but I mean like literally like their eyelids and everything. They look like a little thicker than most dogs. Like maybe like it's, I don't know. It doesn't look right. Apparently they're fine and healthy, but it's just like really red.
No. No.
Okay. I got you. Well, I've seen that, these solid black cane corsos when I've looked them up, and in some of the information I read, it was talking about, I don't remember what it's called, but they were talking about how it's just a characteristic of some of these solid black cane corsos that their eyes get really, really, really red, especially as they get older.
All right. Yeah, they're awesome looking dogs, man, and they're big. They're big bastards too.
Yeah, I mean, again, from what I've seen and looked into,
male or female,
you have to actually like go, if you want dogs that are going to be like really big and like the epitome of like a real Roman fucking stock cane corso, you know what I mean? Like the real deal, and you want it to be big, you have to go after it. Otherwise, you could end up with medium to schmedium cane corsos as far as the breed goes. And that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you want to.
I want a fucking Roman war dog.
Yeah.
That's literally
a good breeder.
Want a fucking 180-pound badass motherfucker that looked like he came from hell where I'm from. I want that thing to look just gnarly, you know, but lovely.
Male or female? What would you get, male or female?
Oh, I personally would prefer a male dog. Only because I'm never going to be worried about breeding, and I don't want to have to worry about like any of the issues that go along with that sometimes. But I don't mind a female dog. The other reason that I kind of prefer, if I'm only going to get one, I would prefer a male dog, is for he will fucking protect my wife with his life.
Yes.
A female dog may stick to me a little bit more, which I don't want.
Well, the female, she'll be more protective of you, but she'll still protect the house.
Right. But I know that in a male, though, I know that the male instinctively, regardless, is going to protect her.
Yes. Very big time.
That's just how male dogs are. They imprint on, if there's a woman in the house, they will imprint on her like a mom. And even if shit goes down and like it has to make a decision, I want to rip out the throat of the dude hurting my wife first.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
they are. My dogs are so protective of my mother, my nieces, female family members. Very protective of.
Yeah, it's biological. It's just genetic. It's in them. They understand that's a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like they just understand that. They know there's an extra little layer of vulnerability there. I really believe that.
Yeah,
that's been my experiences with dogs, even around like you're saying, my mom, my wife, you know, I
know guys, I have a few friends that like even when them and their wife argue, and it's not like a bad argument, just you know, like because they're loud Italians, right?
Of course,
the dog will bark at them, right? He'll stop them from arguing. Like he'll stop barking. He's a Rottweiler.
That's funny.
He'll stop barking at him, like, you know, don't argue. It's funny. And that's why they're great for, like, you can't have a lot of domestic violence or nothing. You can't beat up your girlfriend because the Cane Corso's not going to forgive you and all that shit and let you hit her.
Oh, yeah.
Or any dog.
Forget about it, yeah.
They're going to stick up for the woman. So it's very important for if a woman can have a powerful dog, get one.
My second Akita wouldn't even, because that was like when I sled like a smaller, if I was younger. It didn't like it when my wife and I would even like play slap fight or like wrestle. The dog would literally jump right between us and like nudge us both with his nose, and he'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing? You know, play with me. Don't hit each other." Yeah. Funny. Never barked at us like that, but always got in the middle. Like, play with me. You know, don't fucking do that.
Yeah, if I was wrestling with my brother or something, grab him by the head, he'd bark like, "Hey, don't fight, guys," you know.
That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
dogs are funny, man. They're cool.
I had so many dogs over the years, man, and yeah, losing them's tough. But there's two kinds of people that I've seen over the years: people that when they lose a dog, either they have to get one right away to fill that void. That's how they mourn. You know, the dog, a new one helps them mourn, and then there's people that wait years, and some never get another dog.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Because I had them consistently, like basically just about one after the other.
All right.
So I'm just like, okay. After that last one, it was a bit rough, and like, okay, I'm good for a little while.
Yeah, I'm one of them people that like within the next 4 or 5 months, I gotta get a dog. Like I don't know why, but I'm one of them people that I'm not. I will never wait like a year, right? Like I won't go
Yeah.
a year without a dog. When I lost Bruno at young age, he got cancer sadly at 3 years old, three and a
Wow.
half. When he died, I got Rocco about maybe not even 2 or 3 months late. Within 4 months, I had him. Within 4 months, and that's fast, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's fast. And Rocco is Bruno's nephew, my old dog's nephew.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And they're big responsibility dogs. People don't realize that. Big response. You get a dog.
Oh yeah.
You gotta,
Yes, sir.
You got to give them heartworm pills every month. You got to take them to the vet twice a year. God forbid if anything happens. There's always a freak accident that happens in every dog's life. Last year,
Yeah, that's just the world. You're 100. That's right, man. Things happen to everybody and everything. That's right.
last year, my dog ate a fucking sandwich roll
Yep.
out in the heat and almost died, man.
Yep.
And I thank God people on YouTube helped me, man. Thank God. Because like I said, I wasn't getting paid the Wednesday, and that was going to drain my whole check anyways, right? I wasn't getting paid the Wednesday. I think it was a Monday when that happened.
Right.
So I broke down and I was like, you know what? I gotta I said to my mother, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go live and see if maybe these people can give me a little help with this. And and I hated even doing that, because I never go out there and ask my chat for money. Like the Cash App's up there in the super, you could see it. If somebody has it, they can give it. If not, no big deal, right? You're helping me just by watching, right? But that meant a lot. A lot of people did help me. You did too. You helped my dog. You gave a few bucks too. A lot of people did, and that meant a lot. Like I don't forget that shit. Like
Yeah, it was a Coltrane even came and saw you, right?
yeah. Listen, Michelle. Yeah, dude. I was sitting there. Me and my mother. I got my head down. I'm all sad. All of a sudden, I hear, "Hey, MRE," and he said who it was. Coltrane. And I looked up. He's like, he just got out of work. He's like, hey, man, I just got to work, but all I got is this, and handed me $80, man. That's huge for someone to do
huge. That. No, that's huge, bro.
He's got a big heart, that guy. Real good person right there, man, I'll tell you. So people
out in the world today, man, everybody, unless you're like one of these fucking ultra rich pricks, everybody's just doing the best they can. $80 is $80, man.
Yeah, man.
That's huge, bro.
Work at I've got the same two jobs for one job I had for years, right? Working.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you've had the same jobs for a long time, right? Sure.
Cemetery field, and I work at a bakery, right?
Yep.
So I've been doing that for years. So I make enough for me to get by, for me to help me and my dog, and I help my mother out, give my mother money. My little brother might hit me up for money, nieces, nephews, a couple bucks here and there, but I'm not a rich person by far. I get by the skin of my teeth. That's and I can be able
like
to help
most people, bro. And this is something that I preach, and I've always preached to the younger people in my family. Their whole lives, I've preached to them. I want forget about all this weird culture that came in the generations before you about trying to be important or known for something or fucking celebrity or fame. I want you to understand that not only is there nothing wrong with being a normal, everyday person, it is so much better.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Live your life. Understand that everybody's doing the best they can with what they've got. Don't ever be embarrassed about something you don't have. And here's the most important lesson I teach them economically. I said, listen to me. You could have $1 million, and if what you want to buy is $1,001, you're still poor.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's trying to get by. doing the best they can with what they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be a normal everyday person.
Well, that's why I appreciated it.
So be good to people and don't worry about stuff. Just do the best you can with what you got.
That's why I appreciate it so much when like people did help my dog. What's up, just chilling? He's got one of my favorite dogs.
What's up, chilling?
His dog is beautiful, dude. His dog is. I'd love to breed my dog with his. I would love that. I wish he lived near me, even a state over.
Yeah, he's over out in Los Angeles. Yeah, he's as far away as he could be from you.
Let me tell you, he's got one of those.
In a diagonal across the country.
He's got a perfect female Doberman, right? Like this dog is perfect. Even her, like I remember when he first got her, I was talking to him on the phone, like giving him Dobie tips and shit. I heard her barking at people, like people walking by him. Like she had that instinct in her, like, you know, like she just had the protection instinct. What a good dog. I'd love to breed my dog with her, man. That never happened because he's like, I'm going to cross the country. But if he was any closer, man, I'd be like, dude, let's do this. Let's breed these dogs, you know?
Yeah, what's Chillin's like a year now?
Dolly's got to be at least a year and a half, at least.
Oh, okay.
Almost 2, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, Chillin, how old's your dog now?
Time goes by so fast.
Yeah, we'll see. He's in here. We'll see what he says, how old the dog is now.
I bet it's like a year and a half, Dolly is.
Right on.
17 months, maybe. I'm guessing. I could be off. We'll find out. The big reveal. Oh, she's
a big, yeah, drum roll, please.
Yeah, drum roll, please. But she's gorgeous. What a beauty. She's big for a female.
1.5. There you go.
Yeah, see, I know my Dolly dog. Yeah. She's a nice size for a female, too. Perfect size. She bags such good puppies, man.
Yeah. Oh, forget about it, Nitros. Yeah, saying it's so expensive nowadays, even for your basic needs.
Yes, feeding them.
I tell the younger people, this is how I started breaking shit down. I started telling, now that they're getting old enough to understand, some of these kids in my family, I tell them, you see the number at the bottom of that receipt right there? You see what we just bought? Now, think about what you get paid an hour and tell me how many hours you'd have to work for that shit right there. I'm instilling that in them to think about the stuff that they buy and like how many, like what they would have to do or how many hours they'd have to work just to buy that thing. You know, learn to start dividing that shit up in your brain, young ones.
Yeah, let me tell you, and the dog ain't cheap. Feeding them, like I said.
Oh, no, yeah, of course.
Twice a year, shots twice a year.
Treats, toys. If you're talking about dogs like the ones we like, shit that they can gnaw on.
Food my dog eat? Dobies eat a lot, right? Dobermans, even though they're not like big like dogs, like they eat a lot. Put it that way. It's not cheap to feed the dogs. Everyone, that's why. I might get money from YouTube maybe once every other month or once a month. You know, you got to like make I forget like $100 to get a check. You know, some months I might make I don't know $80 on there, so it holds over. But when I do that money, I buy dog food with it. You know,
sure.
Like even the money that the people sent me for my dog, I even had like $200 left over. I went right to Petco and I bought Rocco his Kong bed. And I bought a couple other, I forget what I got from a new car and a bunch of toys. I spent all the money on, I think I had $100 left over or 120 left over that everybody sent me even. So they covered the whole bill for me, which was like $785. Like it was crazy. But I did have like 100 something left over. I went and bought him an $80 bed. And he's got the best bed around you can get for a dog like their Kong. You can't bite them. You can't rip them open. You know, it's like bite proof, right?
Yeah.
And spent it on him.
That's funny.
So dogs are great companions, but just like anything else, they're a responsibility, you know?
My first dog he wouldn't sleep on a dog bed. My first dog would literally lay down next to it. Even if I put down a towel or anything, it would just scratch it out of the way and lay on the floor. Yeah. But I told you my first kid, he was peculiar, man. I told you that first dog too was the one that if a dog like growled at him or fucked with him, he'd pee on him. No, for real. He didn't attack like other dogs. Once or twice around the neighborhood, there was another Rottweiler that was behind a fence. Sometimes would like rush the fence, and a couple times his fucking fur went up and his legs went stiff, and he was like, you know, but like. Most of the time, he would literally walk up to a fence and piss on another dog if it barked at him or growled at him, even if we were walking by. He was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, they could be peculiar.
He was a peculiar one.
Yeah, I had a couple. I had a few peculiar dogs. They were vicious and they would do weird things. My dog Rocky, he would be cool around my friends. They couldn't touch him. A few of them could pet him once in a while, and then
Yeah.
out of nowhere, like one time. All right, listen to this. One time, my buddy Nick is sitting on my couch, and my dog's laying across him, and he's rubbing his stomach. Right, this is a true story. He's rubbing my dog's stomach. And the dog's laying across you, sitting on the couch, and he's like, Nick, I think your dog's stomach's growling. Is he hungry? I'm like, what are you talking about? And all of a sudden, the dog started attacking him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was nuts. I was like, oh man, yeah, he was crazy. That dog. Oh, I loved him though. He was a maniac. Yeah, he was petting him. He's like, yeah, is your dog hungry? I'm like, what? And
Oh, he's growling at you.
yeah, and it was weird because the dog loved him, you know. And even after that, the dog loved him, but sometimes he would want to bite people. It was weird.
Yeah.
He was well. You got to think I was a 14-year-old kid with the power of these big Dobermans and Rottweilers at my hands. Sometimes that goes to your head, but you do that shit, you know. And I used to, and I trained I always trained all my dogs to attack on command, right? Like that's how I trained my dogs always. And and when I was a 14-year-old kid, I didn't do a great job with this one, even though he did attack command. Sometimes he would bite other people, which wasn't good. You know, when I got older, I remedied that problem and seen where I fixed. Because I learned from my dad, but he died when I was 10, so he didn't get to really teach me all of the.
You did the best you could with what you had. You got better at it with like anybody else does.
Yeah.
The more you practice, I get it, man.
With my other dogs, I fixed the problems that I made mistakes with that one. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I always like I said, dogs are very protective. I can, like I said, let's say if my mother had to go somewhere or do, I could throw my dog in her car and be like, all right, you could go pick up cousin Louie in that neighborhood, and no one's gonna jump in the car and hurt her. You know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
No, William. William Wallace said our chats early this week, guys. No, I just popped on here tonight, and MRE popped in, and we started talking shit.
Man. He's got an open hell chat he holds. And
Yeah, no, Skullbro show's still on Friday. We're just hanging out, chatting tonight.
Yeah, I seen him live, and I was like, oh, I was on Angels. I jumped off there, took him outside, came back in, and I seen that you were live, so I jumped on. I was like, oh shit, he's live. We jump on the hell chat, bullshit with him.
But good to see you, William.
Yeah, always. Yeah, that was those things you read fucking tap, man. The people that there's some sick people out there. Imagine a guy grabbing stuffed animals in the middle of the store, doing that stuff, and not even running from just yeah, I did it. Yeah, I like sick people.
Dude, I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, and I'm so thankful I've never seen anybody doing some of that stuff on the side of the road that they catch people doing on the side of the road too. Like,
yeah, this is a sick world. Satan is rapid.
It's a sick fucking world. There's so much mental illness, bro. It's bad.
Oh yeah,
but the problem is like 9 out of 10 of them are all weird, freaky deaky sex things, and humans are fucking gross with that stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's like I get being mentally ill or having problems, or like I even get multiple personalities, but like, why does one of them want to walk down the highway naked, putting a dildo in his butt? Like, I don't understand that part.
That was a creepy one, man. That was a creepy one. I remember when you introduced that, you're like, okay, these are all very sick. We're going to cover the most sickest people around that we can find. And I'm like, oh, he's going to find some doozies. And I knew it. I was like, oh, yeah, wow. These awesome dudes. These people, they need to be put away. If you've got problems like that, there's no curing somebody who is a sexual deviant like that.
Oh, no. Some of these people, there's no curing that, bro. You got to put these people, like Spider-Man, forget about it. You got to put him down, bro.
There's no curing Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even right. That's way past the group. You're like doing things to people that could make them sick. They have an effect. You're getting off on it, but that you're
Yeah,
you gotta
be
go.
a sick person.
Gotta go.
Oh, that guy putting stuff in people's food. Like, who would do that?
Sure, yeah, that's just bro. That's not
something
curable
like that.
behavior.
I would never in a million years think about spitting in somebody's food or Like, you got to be a real degenerate scumbag. Because you know what? When I was a little kid, my parents and family always told, do unto people as you would like done to you. Treat people, like you would want to be treated. So the
Yeah.
last thing I would ever do is want to do something to someone's meal or drink. That's disgusting, man. I think those people who get caught doing that shit at those jobs and shit, they should be thrown in jail for that shit. You use someone's food or something like that and get caught.
Fuck yeah, all those people that did all those nasty things with people's food, and I still can't imagine being one of the cops that had to go and tell all those parents their babies ate them fucking cupcakes, boy.
Yeah. Oh no, that must have been
I'd have wore a raincoat because I'd be afraid of all the vomit.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, holy shit, dude. How many times do you think they got slapped out of just like pure response? Somebody was like, no, they didn't. Oh my God. Like some ladies just kept slapping them all day. Holy shit.
That had to be a hell of a moment, put it that way.
What a bunch of conversations to be had. Worst day on the job. Man. I mean, other than finding these people, that are doing things with their thing out. Like, dude, that I still think one of the most logical conclusions we came to is the guy that walked into the laundromat, sat on the dryer, and started doing his. And he said it helped relieve his anxiety. And both of us were like, "Dude, what? You should have been mortified. What do you mean? That's like the most anxious you're supposed to be in your whole life. People have dreams of accidentally being naked in front of people, kid.
It's something in their brain, man. I don't know what.
The rest of the world would be mortified if they got caught in the middle of that. I mean, let alone in public, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, or their soul. One or the other. Fucking sick. Yeah, for you to get off on that. Well, maybe they get off on the getting caught and people knowing that,
Yeah, I don't know. We always try and figure that part out. That's why I've been any one of them I can ever find when the people tell us why they did it, I'm totally using from now on. Because those excuses have not only been amazing, at least those are the ones where we can go, okay, well, he said he was an asshole. I guess that's it. Oh, this guy had anxiety. I loved too in the title of that article. They were like, get this guy a fidget spinner. Remember?
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious, man. It's like, play with this fidget spinner. You can do that in public.
There ain't no cures for that kind of degenerate behavior.
No.
If that's what tickles your fancy or gets you off and like that, that's sick. God, thank God. I pray to God. I thank God all the time and say, thank you. I wasn't born some creepo or something like that, man. Thank God. Because I jump off a bridge in a heartbeat. If I ever woke up and had an inclination to have sex with a teddy bear at a store, I would jump off a bridge.
Oh, man. I haven't, I can't. Basically, all of the ones that we've looked at that have been like that, it's like chuck them in the ocean, pretty much. I'm having a hard time thinking of one that was like mild enough to maybe just want to see them beaten. Most of them were all just like chuck them in the river.
Have you ever seen the YouTube channel? They have to tell the parents their kids are killers, right? Like interrogation. Like this, I felt so bad for the mom and dad, dude. Like the father starts crying, like my son's a killer. You're telling me my son.
Well, yeah, and then you just lost them forever too. When they go to prison for life, they're gone, bro.
They both parents were like busted out crying when they said, like, your son killed, like he raped and killed his best friend, like a girl.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And he was in the interrogation room for like an hour with all these stories and shit. And he even, listen to this, that she was missing. He even went and helped look for her, stood by them on the candle vigil and everything.
Wow.
And this kid, and when his parents found out, and with the girls, they showed both reactions. It was so sad, man. 2 lives ruined. Very, very sad.
Yeah, it's horrific, bro.
And she was a young, pretty kid, too. She was like 16, 17, like young girl, a whole life ahead of her. And this dude.
No, I can't watch that stuff. Like, really bums me the fuck out and makes me sick. Like, it bums me the fuck out and stuff like that. It's bad.
If you have anxiety, have a few drinks.
Damn it, Mandy says, I remember the guy that was shoving antiques up his ass. Yeah, I remember that too. That was gross. And I remember the line in that article too that made me laugh. And they were like, they had to remove the items from the shelf because they were covered in fecal matter. Oh, you don't say. Thanks for telling us that. We pretty much inferred that from the part where you told us he was putting things in his butt. Like, we didn't need that, but thanks.
Yeah, it's okay. Obviously.
Yeah, Just Chillin' says if you have anxiety, have a fucking drink. Damn, exactly, bro.
Yeah, you don't go sitting naked in a freaking laundromat.
You know?
Only a crazy person does that.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I would say beyond crazy, a sexual degenerate. Crazy people aren't even that bad. It's like the sexual degenerate shit, like going naked there. Why couldn't you just sit on the machine and just sit there? Why'd you have to be naked, you sicko? Oh, you know, what a weirdo.
I can't fucking imagine, bro. I'm still trying to imagine the scenario where, like, I'm in a laundromat minding my own business and some guy walks in, pulls his pants down, puts porn on his phone and starts jacking off like it's okay. I can't not imagine that. That is some straight up Martian shit, bro. How is that possible?
Yeah, sick people, man.
I mean, you're an insane asylum. Like, somebody like, starts screaming, no. Like, you know, it's like, what the fuck, dude? No.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah, start throwing shit at him. Get him the fuck out of there.
You've seen that movie, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's one of the great movies of all time. One flew over the cuckoo's nest, man.
Oh, well, that's funny. Nitro says she got drunk and mooned her neighbors last year. Well, that's fine. That's just funny. That's okay. We're talking about people that
are hurting people,
or like the most degenerate. I still think he's going on the Hall of Fame. That guy that was in the stolen car and the ladies' clothes with the alcohol. And remember, he called the cop the N-word loving whore and shit.
Oh yeah, that's sicko.
He was on a bunch of drugs and drunk, open container in the car. They found him in the intersection, right? So he's in a stolen car, passed out with his penis in his hand.
Wow, what a sick puppy.
Wearing ladies' clothes underneath his clothes. Yeah, just all of it. It had all of it. And then when he got out of the car, he started being racist and nasty and fought with the car. It had it all.
People, there's no cure for degenerates like that want to dress up and they're always, that's what gets, it's like saying to you can't be attracted to your wife no more, and that's the truth, right? Like that's how, you know, it's like how you can't be attracted to your girlfriend, a girl, you can't be attracted to your boyfriend. It's gonna, you know, it's impossible. Just like it's impossible for these weirdos not to eventually act out in their sick fantasy. May that be whatever it is, you know, eventually they're going to act out on that sick fantasy. Like Jeffrey Dahmer,
every single, I can't help it. People can say what the fuck they want. Every single time I read one of these things or I see an example of some dude in an article where they're like talking about how he was in ladies' clothes and shit like that, every time I hear about something like that, I think of the dude, that serial killer puts the lotion on its skin dancing around with his fucking thing tucked. Like, that's who does that, bro. Like, what are you talking about? The guy that's wearing ladies' clothes and makeup that's wearing a skin suit, that's the dude that was putting on the women's clothes under his clothes and stealing cars and jacking off in the fucking intersection, you know, and passed out doing it, you know.
How sick and demented.
Like, how is that so boring, right? Like, you're so not worried about going to prison. It's so boring to you to jack off in a stolen car and ladies' clothes, drunk and high, that you just pass out. It's okay. It's cool.
Yeah, they were. I guess he wasn't concerned. You know, the thrill of whatever his sick mind's doing is more important than the consequences. Like,
right. If you're awake enough to be masturbating,
Biggs is Buffalo Billy.
How is it that you just pass out? Like,
yeah, that's weird.
It's crazy, bro. None of it makes sense. We're in the ether, dude. We're not in reality.
In other people's house. Like, I knew a kid, like, he got so drunk, right? He actually went back to his old house that he used to live in. Literally, like Robert Downey Jr. did, walked in the house and laid in the bed. Like this, he still thought he lived there. He was so drunk.
Wow.
He called the cops and he got hit with I don't know if it was just trespass. I don't think they hit him with a break and an entering because they did prove that he lived there before and he was bombed out of his head.
Yeah,
But
well, I'm going to tell you what. I'd rather have Robert Downey Jr. high come into my house than that cocaine clown that we saw pass out on that guy's couch.
yeah, very true.
That's scary. That would have me freaking out, maybe possibly thinking about just killing this dude and leaving him on the front porch and then calling the police.
Yeah, William.
There's a dead clown on my porch.
Yeah, those festivals are normalized now. You're right. Why did they've been normalizing this degenerate shit for years, and now it's progressed where this is accepted. They've been doing this for years, even when they start like listen, there's been gay people since the beginning of time, right? Like they still have every right everybody else has, right? They start off with the little things like that, and it gets to where we're at now, you know? Like they have rights to have their partners and all that shit, like, you know.
Here's where I'm at with that. It's like I'm all for everybody having rights and everything like that, but there's a point where it's just like, why is this a topic of conversation? I remember when we were raised to just love each other and be friends with each other. Like we weren't supposed to call each other black, white, and Puerto Rican and Greek and shit to each other. Now that's what you're supposed to focus on. I'm confused.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I hear when I hear this woke bullshit. It's like, no, I'm not going to treat them differently. Because, motherfucker, my best friend is Mexican American for the past 20 years, and I've never once called him a Mexican American, and nor has he ever asked me to call him one.
It's race theory, man. It's to separate people to make.
Well, this is the root of my point, right? Which is when you're truly, quote unquote, what they call woke, you don't pay attention to those things. I'm not going to fuck with you about being trans because you're not going to make it a point to tell me, and you're going to understand I'm straight, so you're not going to hit on me. Like, you're gay, but that doesn't matter. We work together. Like, I'm not going to focus on that unless you act like a straight weirdo for some reason, and I don't expect you to.
Yeah, because sexuality shouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no need for these parades and these fucking festivals and all this fucking back and forth bullshit. It's like, you be you, you be over there. I will be nice to you at work. You're not invited to the barbecue. Absolutely not. But
look at Bruce Jenner, dude. He was like a famous fucking racer on Wheaties boxes and shit.
Oh my god.
You know, like that's crazy. If someone would have went back then and told people, hey, you know the guy who just won the gold medal? He's going to be a
I'm so glad you said that, because I've still got this uploaded. Hang on.
Caitlin, how are you? You look good.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
I love that shit. That shit makes me laugh. Hey, Jenner, you look good tonight. Bullshit.
That cute kid, man.
Yeah, definitely. It just makes me laugh because I'm sick.
When I was a little kid, that shit was scary to me. Even when John Candy in the movie Armed and Dangerous put the woman suit on.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh come on, man, creepy. But I love John Candy in that movie. But still, see how Hollywood over many years they've been doing this for a long time.
John Candy did that a couple of times.
It's not even that John Candy did. The writers, the producers, the movie made him.
I understand. You know? I understand.
And they do that for a reason. They've been softening us up for this for years, dude. Since the '60s, bro. They've been softening us up for this shit. And the Ominous Day, rich people, the elites in general, these globalist elite weirdos and degenerate, I
stick to parts of. I mean, I truly believe that the big push on some of the gay and especially the trans stuff with the younger generations is about population control.
That too, yes.
I could sound like a tinfoil hat dude to people, and that's okay with me. I still think that it's 100% possible.
Oh yeah, that's one aspect of it. It's probably a lot of aspects that I probably can't even understand or fathom because I'm not that smart enough. But I do know there's a problem, and to me, it's always like good and evil, the devil. I believe the devil's behind all that stuff. That's just me. You know, people think I'm a wacko for it, but
hey, that's okay. I just said the same thing about Mike being a tinfoil hat, and we're still friends, Mike.
Yeah, Exactly.
We could be all kinds of crazy together,
Oh,
bro.
you're not going to mass Sunday? I gotta leave if you're not going to mass Sunday.
That's right, yeah. And if you don't advertise my channel, I'm fucking out of here.
And Rat Trap, if you don't shout my channel out, I'm gone.
Fucking out of here, man.
There's sick people out there, man.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, it's a sick world. What's up, Tommy? How's it going, man? Yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah, it was a little. I never watched it. My friend said it was actually good, but I never watched it. Chew on Food.
Oh hell no!
I
Too
never
long
watched
foods that fucking Patrick Swayze, Rick Yoon trans.
Yeah,
movie.
they had all like the most manliest men in Hollywood. They put them all in dresses, right? Wesley Snipes, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It was full, yeah, full blown drag,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why do you think they? It's like, why do they take all these guys and put them in the? Who would even think of this weird movie? I don't know.
Congratulations, Wesley Snipes! You get to be a Ricky Yoon did soon.
Yeah, like what are you doing, man?
You're gonna
Swayze.
wear a dress
Dirty
and dance like a bitch.
Yeah, now you're dirty dancing, Patrick. Now you can dance on the dance floor as Baby. Like what? Nobody puts Baby in the corner. Like shit.
Mhm.
Well, at least Dirty Dancing was a good movie. You know what I mean? Even though it was,
Hey Patrick, you know she's like 15, right?
yeah, that was weird. That was a little
Yeah,
weird.
that part was really weird.
How old was Johnny in that movie, Swayze? He was 27 or
He
something.
was fucking way
25?
older than her.
Yeah, like
He was way older than her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was like a biscuit over fucking 15. I think she was 15 to be fair.
yeah, maybe 15, 16 her, and him probably what 25, 26 maybe.
Yeah, he was definitely grown. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember that was frowned upon. If someone's 15 and their boyfriend's 25, 26, that's a little weird. But when she's 18, 19, it's different. But
Oh, then that would have been fine.
yeah, but what was she in that movie? 15? Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, she was young for sure.
Yep. And they glorified the abortion in that movie also. I didn't like that part.
Yeah, I genuinely wasn't really a fan of that movie at all. That was that Dirty Dancing shit. That was like on a list of movies like Beaches and shit, where you might as well just shoot me and just get it over with. Like, just fucking put me out of my misery.
Well, my mother watched it. My cousin was always on HBO.
No, that's what I'm saying. I had
It wasn't-
I put
it
that on a
didn't
list
have a
of
bad-
movies that I had to watch around
It
women.
did have a storyline that wasn't that bad of a movie, though.
I just
had a
really, I fucking don't like that movie, bro. That one and like all those movies, just like you're saying, that I had to watch. It was like my mom and my aunts and all those. I would just be like, fuck,
Yeah,
fuck this sucks.
I remember that movie I hated, Blue Lagoon with Brooke Shields. When I
Oh
watched it.
yeah,
That's another movie I didn't like. Two little kids got stuck on an island or something stupid. I
Mhm.
don't remember it too much, but there's a few other movies.
yeah. It's okay. We're on an island. You're my sister. I still need you to give me an old fashioned. I'm out.
Why was it incest in there? I didn't
Yeah,
know
fuck yeah,
that. Really?
fuck
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh yes, in the book, and like at least in the '80s movie, that's a brother and sister.
Oh, all right. See, I don't remember much about that movie.
It's like Flowers in the Attic. It's like, get this.
That movie was good though. I like
Well,
that.
but the book is like, bro, it's still nasty with this.
What happened in the book?
Well, when they allude to incest in that book too, bro.
With who? And which characters?
I don't remember their names. You're talking about shit I read in junior high.
Well, sister on. What's the sister?
Yeah,
The-
there's brother and sister in that. There's like a younger sister and an older brother and an older sister, right?
They didn't show that in the movie, or they didn't allude to that in the movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. I'm just in the book. I remember Flowers in the Attic. There was a whole like lesson that we had about how there was like an alluding to them having incest.
Really?
They were kept together for so long. Yeah. Blue
Yeah,
Lagoon is another one.
yeah.
I believe that's the movie with Brooke Shields when she was young. That's one of the things that they write about where she was
They
very
had her nude. She's like 13 years
exposed
old.
and stuff. Right. I was trying to think of a nice
14.
way.
It's like, why are you letting a 13-year-old girl get nude on camera? That's weird.
Yeah, she was in that she's in another movie that was like Lolita or something about a Lolita or something where she full on had like sex scenes with a full grown man. Yeah, that's not cool, bro. That was in the 70s.
I didn't see it. But
Well,
I did like the movie.
see it either. I just know that it happened. I didn't see it either, just so we're clear. Yeah.
In the movie, the mother wanted to remarry, and she had 3 kids in the movie, right? She wanted to remarry, and so she kept the kids up in the attic at this big friggin' mansion that her mom lived in. And she wanted her to remarry to this family with money or whatever, and they had money too. So the grandmother and the mother were secretly poisoning the kids with cookies, poisoning them.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, over a long period of time, so they would die. And now the kids,
Wow.
the 3 kids, are stuck in the attic, and they're realizing, no, there's 4 of them. Matter of fact, 2 girls and 2 boys, and all of a sudden they start getting sick and shit.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
terrible. It's fucking
And
horrible.
the kids at the end, they get out and they come down and they ruin the wedding and shit. It was really good.
Yeah, well, like I said, in the book, the older brother and the older sister, there's sexual moments. Yeah.
Okay, see, they didn't allude to that in the movie.
Yeah.
See, I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah, and in Blue Lagoon, they do allude to them having sex, but they basically have a scene where she basically gives him an old fashioned. And I don't know if that's been edited out in the versions that you can see on the 2024 version of Netflix. It's totally possible. But the old 80s movie, that was a big problem. You could probably read articles about it at least. That was problems back then. They were like, what the fuck? This girl's young. And so is he. And this should not be on film.
Yeah, they were both minors, I believe.
Yeah. Didn't Roman Polanski do one of those?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if he did Blue Lagoon, but I think he did at least one of the other movies Brooke Shields was in when she was young and her mom was letting people pay to see her boobs on film, basically, and lay down with her and stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me because Polanski was into little girls.
That's why Brooke Shields was so fucked up and super close with Michael Jackson. And she always said that Michael Jackson, she was so close to him and felt so comfortable around him because he was a girl.
He didn't want to sleep with her. That's why.
She basically said because he was a girl inside. She never said a boy or a child or none of that shit. She said he was a girl, basically.
Yeah, so he was a genuine friend to her that wasn't trying to use her for a second.
That's right, 100%. You can at least say that for MJ. He was friends with a girl, and he was genuinely not trying to touch her because girls are gross and icky.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because picture how many guys tried to take advantage of that young girl in Hollywood.
All of them. Yeah, that was one of the first Drew Barrymores. She just got out probably a little bit earlier than Drew was able to. That poor thing, too.
Yeah, how many Weinstein-type characters that we don't know about who were never...
Bro, she talks about being 12 and 13 in a house, basically her mom having her have sex with 30, 40-year-old men.
Wow, that's so...
Yeah, Drew Barrymore was on coke at fucking 12 and 13.
Yeah,
in these Hollywood parties. Her mom would be getting fucked in one room and she'd have her kid doing other people in another room. Terrible.
Yeah.
It's fucking stomach churning.
Yeah, it is. Drew Barrymore was at all them Hollywood parties, man. She was 13 years old, getting high as a kite. And all them sick men and those sick bastards around her all wanted...
And she turned out pretty okay.
Yeah, she did. I will say that.
She's pretty wholesome. Even when she wears dresses in public, she wears pajama pants underneath them, which I think is very funny, But in a way, if you're famous, you got to worry about stuff like that. So anybody could try and get your dress or get under it or have a camera under it.
There's no disgusting rumors out there about Brooke Shields, no degenerate stories. Besides, shit she can't control when she was a kid, right?
Oh yeah, no, right. I was talking about Drew Barrymore, but her too. No, she has a very class. No, but you're right. She also has a class. As a matter of fact,
even Barrymore doesn't have.
Sometimes she even wears pilgrim dresses and shit. Brooke Shields will wear very conservative tops and blouses and stuff. Yeah.
Well, even Barrymore could have things. She even turned out not as bad as.
No, that's what that was my point, which was that Drew Barrymore actually turned out very solid for all the things that happened to her. She's not a drug addict. She's not a fucking freak weirdo. Like I was telling you before, she even wears PJ pants under her dresses so people can't pull it up or anything. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And she does good wholesome movies, and you don't see her doing horror flicks and taking her clothes off and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she don't need to.
As a matter of fact, she's done a couple of really good flicks with Adam Sandler that I've enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, I did like that. The one where she had amnesia was good.
Yeah, that's one of my wife's favorite movies.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's called 50 First Dates.
Yeah, that's it. That was good.
Very good movie. Yep, very good movie.
I enjoyed that one. I don't know any others of her and Sandler did. What's the other?
I gotta look up the title of it.
Good night, Jason. On Nitro. Which one? I think one of you said they're going to bed. Yeah. What other movie did they?
Hang on, I'm looking it up. I want to say they did the murder mystery movie. No, that was Aniston. Hold on. Let me see. Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler. Oh, they did that movie Blended Together. That's right, where they go to they're two single parents and they go to Africa with their kids.
I never seen that one.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I never seen Blended.
Yeah, Blended's a funny movie. At first, they hate each other. Like, his wife died of cancer. Her husband's a fucking scumbag and left her with 2 boys. Adam Sandler has 3 girls. They meet. They hate each other at first, without ruining it for you. Like through a quirky, bunch of events, they end up on the same vacation together, and they're in Africa, and everything obviously goes left, and then they end up, being together or whatever. But it's a very, very funny movie. Very funny movie.
Yeah, I have to check it out.
Yeah. The other one I was thinking of, he's in a couple movies with Jennifer Aniston also. The last one, this last one was I want to say it was a Netflix, because he has this deal with Netflix where he's been doing like a pile of movies just for them. And matter of fact, bro, they're doing fucking Happy Gilmore 2.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to be putting that on Netflix.
That's the one where he was the
golf guy.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to do a sequel to that. I think that's going to be good. But yeah, this movie murder mystery he did with Jennifer Aniston. I'm going to say they did 2 of them. They were good. They're pretty all right.
Yeah, I have to check one of them out.
Yeah, for sure. That Blended movie. I know you got a girl and stuff like that, so that Blended movie would probably be a good couple movie. You know what I mean? Good movie to kick back with the girl. You guys will both find it funny as hell.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. Because I always looking for new. I watched a good one. What's up, Ron? How's Miss America? I watched a good series this week or last week. It's called The Terror on Netflix. It was excellent. It was about these British sailors trying to find a west passage to Asia.
Okay.
America, and they did something hubris and they didn't turn back and they kept going and they got their boats got stuck in the ice, right?
Right.
Stuck on ice. So the boats are stuck on ice. They're out looking for provisions. They accidentally shoot an Eskimo dude, right? And kill him. And after they shoot this Eskimo guy and kill him, this creature comes. They think it's a bear at first because it looks like a bear, but it's got this weird head on it. It's 3 times the size of a bear, too.
Right.
And it starts just attacking them and messing with them and shit. It wanted to get even with the people who did that to the Eskimo dude.
Huh.
It was real good. And it shows the 2 crews, the 2 ships. There's 2 ships and they're stuck on the ice and how they break down into fighting with each other. It happens. It's tapped. Real good movie.
Right on. I just started watching a show called Chaos with a Kaos. And it's about.
Hey, hi to me. Tommy's funny to go. But yeah, you know what? I missed him that time, and I gave those traps back. I haven't seen many holes this year. I didn't have that.
No, to capture the gaddy. I was just looking.
Well, what happened was I rolled my ankle. Right, I'm walking in the late at night in the cemetery. I rolled my ankle because of this gopher holes. Right, and I tried to catch the little bastard. I borrowed a couple traps. I put them there for a fucking a week and a half, 2 weeks. I tried to catch this bastard. I put little fucking food in there, all kinds of little tricklets to make him try to go, and I couldn't catch him. Then I had to give the traps back, and we covered all the holes. We put dirt in them, covered them, and put shit in them. So he never came back, but I still want to catch him, though. If he digs any more holes, and what I was going to do, I wasn't going to hurt him. I was going to catch him, and I was going to release him 2 cities away, right? Drive 2 cities away and just release him somewhere so he wouldn't come back and dig holes. So if I would have caught him, his ass would have taken, an hour away, an hour drive, and dropped off in the woods. I would have opened the little cage up in a wooded area in another town and
Yeah, and then 2 days later, it'll be right back on your doorstep.
Yeah. Imagine that. That's probably true too. That probably would happen. But my luck, maybe pop right back over. Like, hey, remember me? You fucking. I had to walk.
That's what happens in all the Chipmunks movies. Whenever David Cross tries to get rid of the Chipmunks, they always come back. So I'm assuming.
Well, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love that cartoon as a kid.
Me too, man. I had a fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks toothbrush when I was a little kid.
Yeah. I had a little. I think I had pajamas of Alvin and the Chipmunks when I was.
Those were those old shits when we were kids. Remember they had like the little toothbrush holders that would be like themed, and you put batteries in them and they'd like play songs.
I had Jimmy Cricket, I believe.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Cricket. Yep.
Yeah, I had one of the Alvin and Chipmunks.
Those are all our cartoons when we were kids, like little kids, 3 and 4.
Oh yeah, little, of course, right.
Alvin, Scooby Doo. I used to love Sunday morning cartoons. I loved them.
Yeah, the Alvin and Chipmunk thing I had when I was like 4 or 5. I had my Knight Rider bike when I was 5.
Yeah, Knight Rider. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. That was when I got my Knight Rider bike, and I got my first Nash skateboard with the big bubble the big bubble and the rails and stuff, the big plastic rails on them. Those super early 80s skateboards. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I remember them thin skateboards from the 70s. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yep.
My cousin had them. They were so little, though.
Yeah, they were only a few inches across. That's true. And they were thick fucking wood, and they used like roller skates wheels.
Well, they were
like
plastic.
Wheels for roller skates.
The ones I seen were plastic.
Oh, the plastic wheel, right? I saw ones that were the wooden boards, but they had like really big wheels on them that you would think would be on like roller skates or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they tipped hard though, either way on those little trucks because they were so thin. Yeah, you could bend them back and forth really easy.
Yeah, the hard plastic.
Yeah, but I had one of those big, thick fucking Nash boards. Yeah, when I was a little kid.
Yeah, well, we was never good on the skateboards. I would sit on them and fly down the hill. We lived on a hill, so I would fly down the hill on them and shit.
Well, that's fun.
Because my cousins were good at it, but I wasn't. I was never a good skateboarder.
Oh yeah, well when I got that one, like I said, I was like 5 or 6, maybe going on 6 when I got that first. I was just literally like scooting it down the street and shit back and forth. We didn't.
You started early with the skateboards, right?
Yeah. I was never like a really big skater though. I would use it for a mode of transportation. I could ride a ramp pretty good, like a half pipe, but not getting like big air, just literally going up and down just for fun. I could do that.
Were you into the BMX and biking?
No, I never did that. I surfed a lot. My brother did a lot more skateboarding, and again, not like pro level or anything like that, but he could do like weird flips and like grind on fucking curbs, and you know what I mean. He could do like the basic kind of stuff with his friends, and that was cool. I just used it to get around. I did like surfing a lot though when I was growing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rat Trap City Beach. Yeah.
Yeah, I never tried that, sir. Obviously,
I was pretty good at it, man. I was all right. Again, not like pro level, but enough to have fun with it and pretty consistent. I had a good time with it a lot when I was growing up.
It looks fun, but I'm just not a good swimmer water person.
I gotcha.
It looks fun though.
It was fun, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Alvin, Simon, Theodore, we're the Chipmunks.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere you are. I forget how it goes. I remember some Gummy Bears.
Oh yeah, the Gummy Bears cartoon. Yeah, man. Forget it. They had that shit on every single day right after school hours. Yeah.
Yep. I know. I still remember that song, man. That's crazy.
Me too.
I still remember the Patty Duke song. 'Cause we're cousins, identical cousins is what they are. Patty likes to rock and roll. The music makes her lose control. What a crazy pair.
The one that I always remember hearing during the day that my grandmother would watch was Green Acres.
Green Acres is the place,
to be. Farming is the life for me. Yep.
Just living that city side.
Yeah, that one, and she liked that. What was it called? Petticoat Junction.
I never seen that.
It was something like that. That might not be the right one, bro. I might be the wrong name on the wrong show, but Green Acres we watched. Yeah, that's one I remember. My grandmother loved that show.
Oh yeah, I think I saw
on in the middle of the day.
Phoebe Akers. Providence living is the life for Phoebe.
Yeah.
Tell those lies open far and wide. Shut the fuck up and secret grandfather inside. I don't know. Yeah, he's a fucking sick puppy, man. Phoebe.
Yeah, get him out on Green Acres, pay somebody to bury him out there.
Fucking wackos.
Like, you're gonna fucking sell him to Dr. Satan.
Well, that Dr. Satan.
Exactly, dude. Dr. Satan.
When that movie came out, remember the trailer was that guy yelling, Dr. Satan. My cousin Joey he thought that was the funniest thing.
It was.
Always yell that.
It was so funny. Yeah. And I had another friend that's equally as sick who would be like, run, rabbit, run. And people would be like, you're fucked up. And I'd be laughing my ass off.
Funny. Run, rabbit. Yeah,
that shit was awesome, dude. It's like, it's not real, guys. Relax. That was a cool movie, bro. That guy was a scary character. That's fucking awesome. Otis, that shit was dope.
Yeah, he was a sick
He came walking out in white with that cross on his forehead and all the paint. He's like, run, rabbit. It's like, bro, this is awesome.
No, it was crazy the part when they showed how them killing the four-eyed guy, Fish Boy.
Oh, yeah.
They're dancing to that song. He's a brick. How?
Dude, I couldn't hear that song for years without thinking about Fish Boy.
I think of Baby when I hear it.
Yeah.
She was hot.
She was amazing in that movie,
woman.
bro.
Jerry Moon was a beautiful, gorgeous woman. Like, without a doubt. So pretty. Such a pretty girl, man. Zio, my brother, what's up?
What's up, Zio? Always good to see you, man. Yeah, but that was a great movie. Yeah, she was fucking she is gorgeous, but she was drop dead gorgeous in that movie for sure, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
Especially when she was singing and they had that old-timey fucking set behind her with the water that you had to move up and down with the hand. Because I love old steampunky kind of like art like that anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that scene was fucking awesome. Yeah, very cool.
That part where she sings, I forget that song she was singing.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look it up which one it is.
I forget what the hell song was she singing. It was a famous song.
Hang on, let me look it up. Yeah, because I can't think of the name of the fucking thing.
I get you on more. I forget how it goes. Zio, Deep Providence, man. Big Providence people in here tonight. What the hell is that song? It's Bob.
Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Let's see.
Oh, Nobody Loves You Like I Do. Nobody else but you. How does it go? What would you do?
Oh yeah, it's like a Betty Boop song, right?
Yes. It's actually a Betty Boop song. She liked Betty Boop. Baby was in her room. You've seen a lot of Betty Boop pictures and shit. You know, like in her room, there was like
yeah, it's the Betty Boop. Yeah.
Listen, oh boy, that was funny. Spliffy, another Providence guy. What's up, Dragon?
I Want to Be Loved by You is the name of the song. Yeah. Just you and no else but you. Yeah, that's the one. I wasn't sure if that was the name of it, but yeah, that's literally the name. I Want to Be Loved by You. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the girl. Remember, it was funny when she pushed her baby, got pushed on the ground. She got up with the stiletto, the switchblade. Remember when she pulls the switchblade out? That was funny.
Yeah. What's up, Splitsy? Yeah, good movie, bro. We've talked about that, but that is a good movie though. Very
And she's like, "Fuck you, slut," and she pulls out a switchblade. It was funny.
Yeah. Oh, I told you too. The other one that's really good you'll have to check out is the new Munsters movie that Rob Zombie made. She's in that too.
I never seen it. Yo, when did they make that?
Like last year.
Is it that recent?
Yeah, it's like a year old. I can't see it being much old. I literally think it was last Halloween. If I'm wrong, then it was the Halloween before. It cannot be more than 2 years. It can't be. It's recent. But it came out right before Halloween, either last year or the year before. And it's just The Munsters by Rob Zombie. She's like the vampire wife in it. That's a great movie. Really, really good. I watched it a couple times.
Well, yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's worth a watch for sure. Absolutely worth a watch. I think you'll be impressed with the
What's
characters.
the name of it?
Huh?
What's the name of it? The Munsters?
The Munsters, yes, just like the old show. It's a redo of the old Munster show, where they do a movie.
Didn't Rob Zombie make one of them though? Just like 10 years ago or something? You sure it was that recent?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll look. Hang on, I'll tell you.
Can you show the trailer? Not like maybe not play it, but just show it.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go upstairs anyway, and things usually play better up there anyway. Because I'm gonna grab a smoke. So let me do that. Let me go ahead and pull up YouTube real quick, bro, and we'll pull up a trailer for the Munsters, and we'll watch that.
Yeah. Because who plays Herman Munster?
I don't know his name, but he's fucking perfect. So's the guy they got for Grandpa. First, let me look up so I can tell you the year. I just want to make sure I can tell you the year that they made it or it came out. Hang on. So let's see. 2022.
Oh, all right. It's that recent. Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's when it came out.
Oh, okay. Wow.
All right. So I've got YouTube pulling up. I'm going to go mobile for a minute. I'll look it up here in just a minute. I'm going to grab smoke.
What's up? What year did Rolling Stones release the first record? I don't know. I have no idea. What's up, Dragon? How you doing, man? Spliffy, what's up, dude? Yeah, I don't know. Rolling. I wouldn't know. The 60s, maybe? 67, 60.
It'd have to be in the 60s. The Rolling Stones definitely came out in the 60s. I don't know when.
Yeah, maybe late 60s, 68. I'm not sure. I'm not really good.
You'll have to do a Goggle search. Look it up on the interwebs.
Yeah, probably. I'm not really with the years and stuff like that. Like music history, I'm not good with. I'm not really good at that.
I am, but usually with bands that I mostly like. I'm not I respect the Stones. They got some songs I could listen to, but I'm not like a huge fan. But
yeah, Sympathy for the Devil is a great song. I love it.
Oh, they've got some good songs, yeah. This is not stuff I would pick out most of the time. So I said if it's on, it's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, trailer.
Want me to introduce myself? Oh man, it's about the devil. That's why I like that song. He's singing because I hate the devil, right? But that song's cool. He talks about how the devil tricks people and stuff. It's good. I forget how it goes. Want me to introduce myself, man? Oh, nice. I've been around for a long, long time. Something like that. I'm not cool.
A huge pop.
Bitch, nobody cares about anything you're fucking about to say. All right, hang on. Okay. Let's go over here to present. Let's go ahead. Let's see.
With the Rolling Stone.
All right, cool. All right, it might echo. I'm going to turn my volume down.
All right.
I don't have my earphones out here, my headphones or anything out here, but
I can deal with the echo. It doesn't matter. It's only a minute, right?
Rob Zombie, the director of House of a Thousand Corpses, Halloween, and The Devil's Rejects, brings you the greatest love story ever told.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Think of it. The brain of a super genius transplanted into the body of a perfect physical specimen.
I want a man that makes my blood run cold.
That's her. That's
a
Sherry
man
Moon.
that every time he enters my crypt, it's like a stake through my dead black heart.
I can whip the upper humpy
There's
down
Grandpa.
in the lab.
No, remember what happened last time?
He was battered.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Looking for a vision.
Check him out.
Queen. True love.
What exactly do you want?
Is Herman Munster in there?
Uh-huh.
I knew the moment I laid eyes on you that you were special. I understand if you don't feel the same. I'm just...
Oh, come on.
Well, he
Don't be
looks like
stupid.
Herman Munster. He does
a
look
regular
like.
gal living a boring, normal life.
Yeah, he does. He sounds like him and acts
If
like
there's
him
one
really
thing
well,
I-
too.
No, is that the rest of the world melted away as soon as you appeared in my life.
It seems Miss Lily's truly in love.
Oh, come on, you know, and I know that we gotta get rid of that bozo Herman Munster.
Come on. Fucking disgusting. What a fucking bullshit.
This didn't do well then.
Yeah, they did a really good job, man.
But I'm saying it didn't do well in the box office, or nothing, right? Because I never
Greetings from
heard of it.
Transylvania.
I don't know. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna turn that thing off.
Because this is the first time you ever hearing about it.
Yeah, I saw it. I think it came out on a stream. I don't know if it was Netflix or not, but I want to say it came directly out on streaming. I don't think it ever went to the theater. I could be 100% wrong about that, but I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, because some of our movies we don't like some of the same movies. Because you like Three from Hell and I did, and I thought it was ridiculous. Three from Hell.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good.
I like the
first one's the first one's my favorite.
Yeah, I like even Devil's Rejects wasn't bad. But
Yeah, it was just more of a slasher movie than a horror movie. That's all. That was my only beef.
Yeah, they said that
But it was still
was
good.
basically like Devil's Rejects 2 almost, where like the same things happen. Like some guy wanted to kill them. What was it?
Yeah, I liked the whole
same
Mexican
scenario.
theme. Yeah, I liked the whole Mexican theme, and I liked like the lucha libre masks and like some of that stuff.
What
and,
I
like,
didn't get is how did they survive that vicious shooting? Like what's the
Oh.
odds all three of them are going to survive all them bullets? You know, they were riddled at the end of Devil's
Of
Rejects.
course, no, I agree with you 100%.
I don't think they should have made a third one, in my opinion. Because where do you go? Like, because shit, they were all riddled with bullets, like viciously riddled with bullets.
I don't disagree with you, and that was one of the first things I said when my buddy said that they were coming out with another one. But I went to the theater and I watched it, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It was cool for what it was. Now, when I basically like the only one I watch again though is House of a Thousand Corpses. That's usually the one I go back to.
Yeah,
I've seen Devil's Rejects a couple other times, but I find myself just going back to the first one, honestly, out of all of them.
Now, one of the best parts is the beginning, like that, how they made that night look, just the whole setting of the night before Halloween, and those kids are taking the cross country drive, and they stop.
Oh, dude, and just fried chicken and gasoline,
Yeah,
bro. The
was
whole
great.
thing, the off-road small town attraction, it was just great.
Yeah, that
So
was
good. And Captain Spaulding rules, bro.
Yeah, Captain so cool. I didn't like Halloween. I thought that was terrible. Halloween. I didn't like it. Michael Myers is a little kid. I just didn't like it. The Halloween.
Yeah, that's actually not really ever been one of my go-to franchises.
The first Halloween movie was great, right? In my opinion.
Well, it's a good movie, sure.
The first one was a great movie, but they just got some of these trilogies and quadruplies with these. It's just
I like even out of like stuff like that. There was like Jason and all that. Like I liked Freddy a little bit more, and I liked Hellraiser a lot. And I liked Poltergeist. Those were the franchises I really liked.
Poltergeist was good.
Yeah.
Freddy was good too, but I couldn't watch they all got too like the same repetitive and stupid.
Yeah, Hellraiser's not. The Hellraiser is totally different than all of those. That's why I liked it. That's the one with Pinhead.
Yes, Pinhead.
Yeah, I like those movies. That one's different because like they get that puzzle, and when they fuck up and they solve the puzzle, it opens up hell. Like that's different than having some psycho come back to life with a knife and shit. I always liked that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, 'cause,
Freddy,
how
the
many
ones
times
I
did they
like
kill him?
most out of Freddy, I like my favorite Freddy movie is the Dream Warriors, the first Dream Warrior, I think
Yeah,
number 5 or whatever. That's the one I really, really like.
yeah, Dream Warriors was really good. The kid in the wheelchair.
Yep, and he's the wizard, bro. I love that one. It's
And the
so
girl had
good.
the drug problem, remember? And then
Oh yeah, bro. And he gets her with the hypodermic needles and stuff.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you don't see many good movies and shit no more.
Nope. Everybody's too scared.
The Gladiator 2 they're making, and hopefully that's going to be about Lucius. Hopefully it's good, man. But we know how they do it. They'll probably mess it up.
I hope it's good. From what I understand, they've been putting at least a lot of money into like the sets and like building another, giant arena and stuff. So I hope at least all that stuff will still be good with like people dressed in period, having the weapons they're supposed to have, fighting the fights they're supposed to fight.
Yeah. Well, what was the last time the Gladiator was? How many fucking years ago? Shit.
Forever now, right?
Yes, for a long time. Old movie. Early 2000s and 90s shit even, I think, right?
I mean, yeah, at least early 2000s, I would guess. We can look it up here real quick when I get a drink.
Maybe 2000, 2002, something like that.
Yeah, here, we'll look it up. Let's see.
Yeah, William, that recent Napoleon shit was just sad. I wasn't a fan of it at all. And he's made good movies. Like, those guys made good movies before.
Yeah, Gladiator literally came out in the year 2000.
Oh, wow. All right.
So, like,
I was a big fan of that movie.
Right there.
Yep, I loved that movie when it came out, man. I was a huge fucking fan of that movie.
Yeah, it's still a good one. Yeah.
What we do in life echoes in eternity. That's so true.
Yeah,
what you do in life echoes in eternity.
What's the actor's name? I saw him do an interview and
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, yeah, and the person who was interviewing him said something stupid like, did you want to be in it, or are you upset they didn't ask you to be in it, or play any kind of? He's like, no, I'm dead.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm good. He's like, I'm fucking 6 feet under. I'm way gone. I'm not in this movie. I have no idea what it's about. I haven't talked to anybody.
If they made him in it, it would be so stupid. Like, how did he survive? Like, I hate when
when I was standing there with my buddy, and when we saw this, my buddy was like, well, I mean, I guess they could cut to a dream sequence. I was like, this motherfucker is 20 years older than 25 years older. Now we know it's, literally 25 years. I was just saying at the time, I was like, this dude's like way older, bro. He can't be coming back in some dream sequence or whatever. No, dude, that doesn't fuck that, all that.
Yeah,
he's a dead warrior. He's gone, bro. They might talk of him. There might be tales of him. I will give you that. But nobody's going to be having a dream sequence memory of this guy. No.
No, references to him. Something, remember Matt?
A statue, maybe, right. A sword sacredly upon a rock. I will give you all of that. But
yes. Yep.
Yeah, no, not in it.
Yeah, there's no reason for it. And they asked him that. He must have been like, yeah, like
I said, it was something like that. It was like they asked him if he knew something about it, or if he was involved in it, or did you think maybe you might be in it or play some small role? And he was like, no, that guy's fucking dead. He's like, way dead.
What's he gonna
super dead.
Somebody else, like what's he gonna play? Another person? Like we remember him as Mac. Like.
Oh yeah, he's definitely right. Sure, I think that. Yeah, that he definitely couldn't play another part. Yeah. Oh, hey, he just looks like that. Oh, he just looks like him.
Yeah, he just looks like Max. You look really like Maximus. So they do that.
That was my great grandfather.
Yeah, ain't it? Well, even in the movie, his son was killed. So, his wife and family were killed.
Right.
By the Praetorian Guard.
It's all right. That's the whole thing. Like when he's dead or dying or whatever, he's like in that big field of wheat or whatever it is, right? And like he's waiting for his family, or he sees them in the distance or whatever it was. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
yeah, he's in Hades.
Yeah,
he's in the afterlife.
You better hope somebody sticks a coin in your teeth, or you're fucked, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, it was a great movie, man. It was, even though, like, listen, that wasn't historically accurate, but it was a great movie, right? Like, Commodus never killed Marcus Aurelius.
Oh yeah, I'm right, but yes, it was still a good movie. You understood this is a story based on characters you've heard of and things like that. But again, I say they did a really good job, just like they did in Alexander, of at least having people in the right clothes with the right weapons. People doing the right things, saying the right things.
Criticize and hate Alexander the Great movie. I actually like it.
It's amazing.
I actually liked the movie, but
it's so good. I watched the fucking like 5-hour version, even it's
a lot
so
of people
fucking good.
Hate that movie, you know that, right, man?
And I've run into a couple people that had that opinion, but it was all based on fucking him and Hephaestion. I'm like, bro, and I have this conversation with people.
Colin Farrell did a terrible job. I
don't think so. And I'm like, I'm a critic of actors sometimes, but I think he did a very good job.
Yeah, I liked it.
I thought everyone in that movie did an excellent job. His wife did so good, dude.
Yeah,
when she came out and she was like, that's a hard thing to really get across to people. Like, I am from an ancient assassin tribe that's off the fucking map on the edge of the world, like fire goddess, right? Like they totally got that point across. She did such a good, like when she was wrestling him around and stuff like that, and he was like actually had fear in his eyes. I'm like, bro, that's actually in history. Arian wrote this in the book. This bitch was an assassin and he knew it, and he was like, yo, kill me, please.
Yeah.
More than once. When they get mad, it's like, okay, you need to simmer down because she could kill all of us.
So he had his son Alexander. He had with her.
He ended up getting killed. Yeah, but yes, right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, she lived for a while. Yeah, so did the kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was just a bad bitch, though. Came from an awesome tribe. That whole story is really cool. They lived up on mountain cliffs. He had to. That was like one of the hardest areas and the longest they had spent in an area on his whole trip was down there, which is basically Afghanistan now, without like going into the old names. But
Babylon.
Yeah, Bactria was the name of it. It was called Bactria.
Yeah.
But it's basically Afghanistan. But they were in those mountains for like 3 years, bro.
Yeah, a long time.
And then battling with these people and all the different tribes back and forth, and it finally came down to, it was her father. He was like one of the heads of like most of the tribes, at least in that area of Bactria. The guy looked down the cliff at him and he goes, unless you have men that can fly, just fucking go home. You're never going to get to us. We're going to keep doing this back and forth. Just fuck off. So Alexander went and he said, okay, listen, I forget where they're from. Just like the Phrygians were really, really good sea people and good at building boats, he had people that were like really good at climbing, Yeah. So he went to those people and he was like, listen, you guys need the special forces fucking climb this cliff, right? And at night, I need you guys to be up there tomorrow morning, right? That's the short version. So they did that. And when they got up there, the guy came over and he goes, well, Alexander says to him, I found my men that can fly. They're right there. So pack it the fuck in. And that's basically what they started bringing people and all their stuff up there. They subjugated them, and then he met his daughter. But that's how they settled that whole thing. He told him, he said, you have to find men that can fly, and he sent fuckers up there on ropes.
Yeah, well, like you said, he had a multicultural army after they marched, after they conquered Persia, right? They acquired all these Persian groups and different types of people. So he had a large thing, like a toolbox, let's say.
No, he absolutely did. Yeah, even early on, yeah, because they had people don't understand. I know you do, but a lot of people don't understand that there were Greeks spread out across the map way into fucking Persia. We're
yes,
finding pockets of Greeks. They were everywhere. They were in Egypt. They were in fucking Israel. They were way out in fucking what we know as Iran. They were as far as Afghanistan.
Well, you're going to think the Persians conquered them and ruled them a lot.
Oh yeah, but they were traveling. I mean, even before they were conquered, pre-fucking Alexander, like back even like a couple would have been what 200-300 years before that. In the time of even like Herodotus, he was in like 500 BC. Even then, there was still pockets of them sailing. Over here, sailing over there, putting up cities here, moving through trade. Yeah, sure, trade. Wonderful example. So these people were Greeks were absolutely everywhere already, you know, and they would come across these people, but they would draw on the experience of those fuckers. Yeah, when they went into that continent, they would rely on different groups of people, just like you're saying, just like a toolbox. I need a bridge built. I need a road built. I need this. I need that. Whatever it was, they just drew on the people that were from around the empire that they could get to. And when they were finally beating the Persians in battles, they would execute the Greeks that chose to fight with them, even if they were forced to.
Yep. Yes. Yep. Even with like Philip, how he built the Macedonian army, going around to all the different Greek city-states and taking all their best military shit and then putting them into the Macedonians.
Yeah, that was part of them. Yeah, putting their boot on their necks because a lot of people were protesting. You know, people again. Macedonia was basically just an expression. You know, it was like. It wasn't even the Greeks, like when they were throwing like the Olympics and stuff like that for a long time, they didn't even let the Macedonians come in, right? Like it wasn't until fucking Philip's father started to organize like all of the farmers and like all those different groups around there.
Philip the First, right?
Yeah, right. So Alexander's grandfather.
Yeah, Philip.
He's the one that like started getting them to get. Alexander's father's the one that like really did like all the warring and the fighting and gaining of the control and the wealth. But Alexander's grandfather was the first one to really go out and like start bringing people together, you know. And that's when like Macedonia like became a place more than like, oh, that's way up in the north, like an expression, like, oh, that's you know, they weren't like, they didn't have an army, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have a palace, like that kind of stuff. They were just like all these groups of people. But by the time Alexander's father came in, those people had already been gathered by his father. That's when he started really putting like battles, collect the wealth together. They collectively put their power together. And then hell yeah, he totally marched down all through all areas of Greece. He brought Alexander with him. That was the first time. Matter of fact, Alexander was only like 16 when I'm trying to remember the name of the city, but it was a city of all homosexual men, and they fucking burnt the place to the ground.
Yeah, it was a bunch of sodomites. Yeah, they torched it.
And that's, but they all, and he had to do that a second time when Alexander became king. He had to come back through and do that shit again. Because the whole thing with them, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And you only got to do it once, because like you said, once you see Alexander torch the city, you know, the other people are surrendering, right? Like, and that's why he did.
And that was the only time he did. Even in those cases in Greece, he always did the same thing. He said, "Fucking surrender, and we're cool."
Yep.
We are totally fucking cool. If you surrender, dude, you can even keep all your own people in power. You're just going to pay your taxes to me instead of anybody else. We're totally fucking. You can be whatever religion you want. You can keep fucking each other in the ass. I don't care.
Yeah.
Pay me the money and show up when I tell you to show up. But if you revolted or you showed him any kind of resistance whatsoever, he would crucify 2,000 of your people, sell your women, and burn your fucking town to the ground. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know.
Look what he did. The siege of Tyre is pretty crazy. Right?
That was 20 almost 20 miles of crucified people, bro.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Almost 20 miles of people on crosses, dude.
How many? You know how bloody and oh my god, that must have been brutal.
Yeah. Well, they basically killed everybody, and that all started because they told him he wasn't allowed to come to their temple. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
That's the whole. Even now, That's the whole reason that Tyre's even connected to the mainland. Alexander did that.
Yeah, because of Alexander.
Because they told him he couldn't come to their temple. He was like, what? No, I want to come and fucking worship in the temple. That's all I want to do. They were like, no, you're cool, bro. There's a temple on the mainland you can worship in. He goes, no, I'm going to worship in that temple. And they said, no, you're not. He said, okay.
What did Aegon did? Aegon Targaryen. Aegon Targaryen was from Valyria, and he went and he conquered Westeros. So, he did that. He told them, you're right, Mandy. He told them, if you kneel to me, you can keep all your lands and all that. And if you didn't, you were wiped out. So a lot of houses were wiped out who defied Aegon the Conqueror. Yes. I know a lot about the history of Westeros. Too bad Aegon wasn't here. He knows a lot about that shit, too. Yeah, that's what Aegon the Conqueror did. He went to Westeros and told them, you bend the knee, no problem. If you don't bend the knee, I'm going to destroy your house and give it to one of your vassals, one of your underlings. And that's where the Tyrells got their power from, because High Garden wouldn't. I think they were the gardeners. They wouldn't surrender. So they took them out and they put their stewards, who were the Tyrells, in charge. That's what he would do. If you didn't bend the knee to him, then your house is no longer in power in that region. He's going to wipe your house right out.
Yeah, seems pretty typical.
Yeah, just like in history, that's what would happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because by doing one crazy massacre, other people will not resist, right? Caesar had to do that to one of the Roman towns that closed the door to him. Like, he had to torch it so the other towns would realize, you play that game with me and take Pompey's side, we're gonna destroy you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the exact. I can't remember it verbatim, but yeah, one of the talks I was listening to from one of the emeritus professors at Oxford that was talking about Alexander and Tyre. He said, if you resist me, then I'm going to completely destroy you, obliterate you, to show everyone else you just do what I say. So that no one else will ever resist me again. Like, what he was saying is, like, you treat each and every instance of resistance as an example to show everyone else that they should never resist you again. Just to make that insane, violent example, but you have to do it each and every time that it happens. You can't let up. If anything, the next one has to maybe even be a little bit worse.
Yeah, so that's why they do that.
They kept him there for a long time and gave him a lot of shit, and that's the reason once they got in there, they literally just fucking killed everybody.
How long was the siege of Tyre? I forget.
It was at least a year. Let me look it up real quick.
Months. Yeah, maybe
it was at least a year. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, because that gave him they gave him a lot of trouble, and it took a lot of his time up.
Oh yeah, he had to build every time they would build, because remember, they're filling the ocean.
Yes,
to build a road to an island. That's how Tyre, or anybody who's listening doesn't know what MRE and I are talking about. The short version is Tyre was an island, and they were on the mainland, and there was no bridge. So they literally started building a bridge by putting fucking sand and rocks and dirt and wood and all kinds of shit into the water, all the way across this stretch of the ocean to get to the island. And while they're doing that, you've got the people from Tyre in boats and ships trying to set fire to their works, trying to kill their soldiers that are out there in the middle. So they had to build, what are those things called? You build like 1 or 2 stories and it's all covered.
Yeah, siege towers and stuff, and protect.
Yeah, there you go.
Protect the workers, the builders, and all that.
Yeah, they had to build those out there, and then they had to have the Phrygians come out there in their boats. They full on had like naval warfare to build this. Is crazy. Alexander was nuts, man. Sometimes if you pissed him off and just be like, okay, it's on.
Yeah, his ego too. He wasn't gonna let them off.
Yeah, well, he was a god as far as he knew. I mean, fuck.
I think his whole life, his mother told him he was a god.
Oh, okay. The battle, it says here. Let's see. The battle lasted about 7 months.
All right.
Okay, I figured it was about a year.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. It was 7 months. Yeah, they killed 8,000 Tyrians.
Wow.
And they lost 400 Macedonians throughout that time. Their soldiers had to build. There you go, 2 siege towers. Okay, so his engineers built a causeway that was estimated to be 200 Greek feet, about 60 meters wide. The causeway was built as a natural bridge that would have provided a platform. Alexander's soldiers built 2 siege towers and covered them with wet hides to protect them from enemy fire. And then he had his fleet simultaneously attack both of the city's harbors at the same time they were able to make it across. So Alexander executed 8,000 Tyrians. Yep. Fucking crazy, bro. Yep, and that island is still connected to the mainland to this day.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Sure is, bro. That's what I tell you. That's what I was saying. I remember reading that book. It was like fucking just miles and miles and miles. And they crucified all the men, sold all the women and children into slavery, but they fucking crucified all of the men.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just made some coffee milk. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be one of those tyrants, that's for sure.
Bro. It's intense, man.
They were brave and proud people, for sure, but they just couldn't. Alexander had too much engineers and logistics and shit. Great engineers, and they probably never thought he could get them either. Like, holy shit, this man is building a fucking causeway to get up.
Oh yeah, they laughed at him. Yeah, no, they 100% laughed at him when he said, "Okay, well then I'll fucking build a bridge. I will come over there." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, that's hilarious, dude." He's like, "Okay, I'll see you here." Apparently, in about 7 months.
Oh, they regretted that.
Oh, yeah, I'd say so. They lost everything. It was all just so he could stay. He literally just wanted to go in their temple. Yeah, and he did eventually, but this time he killed all the priests and shit that were in it.
Yeah, MRE loves that coffee milk. Yeah, I just pounded some. Yeah, he wiped them all out. And they had to know that too by resisting. Like, this guy's going to, we took 7 months of his time up. He wants to march all over the place and conquer the world.
Yeah, you would think, right, at least like by the time they got halfway through and they built these siege towers, you would just go to him and be like, "All right, look, dude, you just want to use the fucking temple?"
Yeah, and it like, you know what? Okay, fuck it. You're going to let us keep all of our shit? We just have to call you a god, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah. You'd think at some point somebody would have made that reasonable decision to be like, "Man, this guy's not stopping me."
I gotta respect that though. Some people, are proud and don't want to be conquered. I wouldn't want to be conquered.
Oh, I understand. I understand both sides of that coin. I really do.
Yeah.
But at some point you got to realize that this is happening now.
Yeah, like this guy's got a massive army. He outnumbers us.
If we let him just walk in here, right? Exactly. If we just let him walk in here with that army he's got, and they go in the temple and they pray, maybe they get pissed off, kill a few people while they're here. But end of the day, he leaves. We're alive.
Yeah, well, like you said, they didn't think he could build that causeway.
Yeah, no, of course not. Nobody thought he could do that.
And plus, of his stubbornness, so many other commanders that are like, all right, they're killing mad of my troops. I'm spending all this time here. Maybe I shouldn't. Let's just move on. Let's leave Tyre alone. He didn't.
Yeah, not him. It was, as far as he was concerned, everything. He was a fucking living god. Related to Hercules and Achilles and born of Zeus. I mean,
you think he when he really died, he said to the strongest. That had to be crazy. He must have known his family was going to get killed. And so, like, if you don't have a successor.
Here's I mean, I think that's an excellent question, bro. I think that's an amazing question. And I've heard conversations about this and read things about this in books. And the two things that I would lean towards are, one, if it did happen, it's because he was so hallucinating, like so completely out of his fucking mind and feverish that he was just like, you know, thinking through like a lens of stories of Achilles or, you know, or whatnot. It's Dionysus and all of that kind of thing,
He
right?
had to know, like, shit, if I don't name a right successor, someone's going to
Yeah, because, well, I believe that if he would have been of his right mind, right? So the second part of that is if he would have given it to anybody, it would have been his own son with someone to watch over in the meantime, which was very classic at that time.
Yes.
Hephaestion was dead. It would have been Hephaestion.
If he didn't die, correct.
But he had died at that point, right?
And he would have been loyal to Alexander's memory and name. He would have kept his word, I meant.
Yeah. There and it would have been uncontestable. Like if it would have come down to Hephaestion at that point, the army would have respected it, and Alexander's mother even would have respected it. So that would have been like extremely powerful, you know, a combination. Everything would have been all right if Hephaestion would have been alive.
Because you got to know, as a ruler, you you don't leave somebody to make sure everything's all right.
Yeah. The problem with the whole problem that came down with the army and Ptolemy is like comes down to your question though, which is if Alexander was in his right mind, who would he have chosen as essentially what you and I would call in everyday life a godfather, right?
Yes.
Now there are some people in the camp that I would agree with that would say Ptolemy if it was the family choice, because Ptolemy was his half brother.
Yeah.
So, and that was well known and respected. It was just, you know, Philip slept with a lot of women. He had a lot of wives. He had children with a lot of wives. When he got Ptolemy's mom's pregnant, he was very good friends with Ptolemy's father. It wasn't like they didn't know each other. You know what I mean? So he just put Ptolemy in school with Alexander and raised them as fucking brothers. It was perfectly normal in Greek society.
Yeah.
So I'm of that camp. And I believe that that's exactly what started the problem. I believe that Ptolemy was like, that's my brother. He already told me what the fuck he wanted. You know that's what the fuck he wanted. And now you're pulling some bullshit because you want to try and get in power and impress all these fucking people back in Greece. That's what he was saying to the military. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the Daltian Wars went on for what, 40 years?
They went on forever. And remember, the only person that had nothing to do with them that was respected and untouched was Ptolemy.
Yeah.
Now they tried to come at Ptolemy right at the very beginning, but it was an absurd notion. It was a horribly executed plan, and it ended up with their general getting his fucking head chopped off, and most of the army that came there getting eaten by crocodiles in a frenzy in the Nile. It was fucked up and bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Ptolemy had total control of Egypt, and his men were very loyal to him.
Dude, he had a lot of power over a lot of shit. Like even when when you're talking about these satraps, right, that were fighting for all this time, and satraps being, you know, like you're saying, the people that were originally, for anybody that's listening, the easy version is like the people that were originally at the tip top of Alexander's army. They all kind of took over different places throughout the empire. Those were called satraps, and they were called satraps. Well, they would, even when they were fighting and they would want to like seek refuge or they wanted help or whatever, like they would go to Ptolemy to be someone that was like a middle ground or could hold meetings. He was very well respected because he was Alexander's fucking brother. And at the end of the day, everybody knew he did what Alexander wanted. It was the place where Alexander could be an eternal living god. There was no difference between the Egyptian Ra and the Greek Zeus. They were the same fucking I mean Amun-Ra. I'm sorry, Ra's the son. Amun-Ra is the god of the so the actual god and Zeus were like the same person. The Egyptians and the Greeks had a lot of the same gods. They just went by different names, but they were the same people with the same fucking backgrounds. And they also believed that they walked freely amongst us. That's always what Alexander wanted. It was always where he wanted. He didn't want to go get buried in the tumulus with his father in Greece. That's where his mom wanted him to get buried because she wanted to get worshipped too. She wanted power, and they knew that his body, the body of a living god at that time,
in your city, is going to help
currency. Right. So the military, when the military didn't have the body, remember when they showed up, they literally set up a throne with Alexander's fucking armor, his sword, and his shield. And people were literally talking to it like his ghost was there. It was weird. You know, and when those people showed up like that and they asked Ptolemy, they said, listen, bro, if you just give us the body and everything, like you can lead the whole army. Eventually, maybe you can come back here. Just join us. Just fucking, he was like, no. You, first of all, you've all lost your whole fucking mind. That guy over there you're treating like a wizard that's telling you he's talking to Alexander in his dreams and you've got his clothes set up. You know what? I'm done talking to you. I'm just going to kill you now. And that's what he did. He fucking killed them. You know, the plan was so bad they killed their own general. The army did. So when they came to Ptolemy, they were desperate. He was just like, no, I'm going to kill a bunch of you and then let some of you go home so they know not to fuck with me anymore.
Yeah, because those wars went on for like, what, 40 years?
Oh, forever. Yeah, I mean, you could say they went on for literally centuries because the root of that problem it was what's the word I'm looking for? It's stoned at fucking 2 a.m. It was exponential, like a butterfly effect throughout time. Yeah. You know, the peoples that were there, the genetics that were introduced, the deals that were made, the wars that ended up coming out of them, the enemies that were made. Even like as far over as like India. And again, like we've talked about, there's places on the globe that they didn't even know existed where peoples were starting to come and see them from in Babylon. You know, they were going to go see all those places. So later on, those people did end up mixing with some of those satrapies. New deals were made. New peoples got mixed. Yeah, it's unreal, bro. It changed the entire fucking world. And it was the first time in history that everyone could talk because they all learned to speak Greek.
Yeah.
There would be no Bible. There would be no, none of that shit would have been written down, at least that early, to be fair. At least it would have taken a lot longer.
They were around, even it would have
taken a lot of, because the web of events for all those things to happen, you'd have to have a whole different web of events at a different time with a different Alexander, essentially. So, you had to connect all these peoples that were off the map.
Yeah, even the Romans were conquering old Alexandrian territories.
Sure.
And, they were still around. The only, and the final one they conquered was Cleopatra, the Ptolemaic king.
Yeah, she was the last of the Ptolemaic dynasty. That's right.
Yeah, she was the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why she was gambling on, well, she did, and she married Caesar. Now imagine if Julius Caesar, if he didn't die when he did, if he wasn't assassinated, he was going to Parthia, so they would have never been able to kill him. He would have been a general. Cleopatra's kid would have inherited Egypt and all that. Caesar would have probably made himself like emperor. That's why he married Cleopatra. He wanted to be a king, That's
and they all had boners for Alexander and all the history behind it. And yeah, of course they wanted to recontrol Alexandria and all that stuff. Because they'd been warring with them for a while and they'd already destroyed part of the fucking royal quarter to get in there. Yeah, it's all wild, man. Yeah, the Cleopatra thing, especially with Antony and all that stuff. That's all a wild story. And you can, the way that they tell it too, like when she seduced, the first time he saw her, bro, she was coming down the Nile on a boat that was lined with gold, had silver oars, and all the people that were on it were dressed like fairies and like mystical creatures covered in paint and glitter. And she's half naked and covered in jewelry. And so it's like, yeah, he fell in love with her. Are you high on drugs?
Yeah, and she was very smart. She was a political genius.
She was the first of the Ptolemaic dynasty that even bothered to learn anything other than fucking Greek.
Greek. Yeah, she was the first one to speak Egyptian.
Yeah, because all the rest of them considered it to be beneath them. Fuck you, you learned Greek. But she wanted to be more political, and she wanted to have more to do with the world, which I respect. She was highly. She was young too, very young.
Oh yeah. Well, remember her sister Arsinoe? She even talked Antony into having Arsinoe fucking killed, and he had her wiped out when she was in Greece.
Yeah, they drowned another brother in the fucking Nile.
Yeah, that Ptolemy. Yeah, the kid. Yeah. I think that was the Battle of the Nile. He ended up being drowned. They drowned him in the Nile.
Yep.
Fighting Caesar.
But yeah, I always say that to people when they talk shit about like how Mark Antony did this and then. I'm like, are you high on drugs?
Oh, Antony was a great they leave out his conquest of Parthia, getting revenge for Crassus and all that. Antony was no joke, you know.
No, of course not. He had the fucking job he had for a reason.
Yeah, listen, that Battle of Actium, if that would have went the other way, we would be knowing Antony as Augustus and all that, like how Augustus is remembered.
Yeah.
Remember, if Antony and Cleopatra would have won, I'm glad they didn't, because it would have like mixed the West with the East, and I'm glad Octavian won. But if they would have won, their kids would have went on to rule many. The world would be so different today. The world would be so different today if the Battle of Actium went the other way, and Antony and Cleopatra would have won.
It's funny. Certain points, yeah, you can track a lot of shit back to certain points where things split and would have been so much different than they are now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and again, always to be fair, you say, okay, well, you know, a lot of things would have still happened. It would just, who knows how much longer it would have taken.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes things in history take humans maybe an extra 10 years to figure out. Sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 1,000. You know, and you can gauge things like that. At least historians do. You know, when things are lost and then found again, math, science, you know, books, subjects, or the effects of, like you're saying, battles and wars. What would have happened if these people? You always hear like the classic kind of trite shit in movies and stuff. It's like, oh well, if Germany would have won, we'd all speak in German, right? Like if the World War would have gone this way, we'd all be speaking German.
Here's the thing, though, that's not true, though.
Well, of course, I'm just using it as an example.
Even if the Germans, yeah, I've heard that too. Even if the Germans did win, they wouldn't have tried to make other people speak German. Like that's just, but you hear that all the time, yeah. You always hear that shit. And all that's what goes into history. Parts of history, if they went the other way, you know, so many things would be different. You can go back to the Revolution, all different wars, and imagine. That's why I like alternate history. Like, there's a lot of good videos. What if Caesar lived? What if Alexander lived till he was in his 60s? A lot of different alternate history. It's very fascinating.
Yeah. You can only imagine.
It's fascinating to me.
It's hard to imagine what if Alexander would have lived another 30 years until he was 60.
He would have conquered the fucking world.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, it would have only needed the next run he was gonna do.
Rome, and the
West.
West.
But after that, yeah, he was gonna go down. He was gonna do parts of Saudi Arabia. He was gonna run into Italy. He was going to be doing parts of that, but he was also going to be running up above the steps into what would be called Russia.
Yeah,
but all those people were coming to see him, though. Like back to that, I think after that next big run of places he needed to conquer, he probably could have just gone home again and sat there and let everything come to him and just let things connect. And they
he
sure
could have
would
let
have.
he could have let his sons conquer it or something, you know.
Oh, forget about it. Of course, they would have ended up.
I don't think he would have ever been content. I think he would have always been conquered new territory, even if it wasn't.
You're 100% right, because every time he found out there was a little bit more world, he'd want to bring it in.
Well, even if it wasn't him personally, or maybe he would have sent his sons a general.
Yeah.
But
that would have been the thing, though. It's like, oh, look, there's land past where we thought there was land. Well, we're going to go there, and we're going to include it in the plan.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%, bro.
Imagine if they made a movie if he lived till he was 60. Imagine that, though. Think about it. That'd be pretty cool. If they made a movie where Alexander did not die, and they had him conquering like all the Romans and the Western tribes and Russia and all that. That'd be pretty cool. And like his sons growing up, and maybe some rivalry between his sons because being half Persian and half Greek. Maybe one of them could have been more pro Persia, the other pro Greek. A lot of things.
Yeah, if they were anything like Alexander, by the time they were done, there'd only be one left.
Yeah. Well, those
unless one of them was retarded. That's the only one that Alexander let live.
Yes, those Hellenistic brothers and sisters and the Hellenistic lifestyle would always be their worst enemies. Would be your brother.
He even killed his cousins. Yeah, yes. I mean, he killed everybody, bro. Like I said, the only one he let live was his retarded brother Philip.
Yeah, yes, Philip, who was Shapad. He was retarded.
Yep.
Yeah, in the Hellenistic dynasties, your biggest enemies are your brothers and sisters. They are your biggest enemies.
Yeah, and all the cousins are extremely dangerous too, because those are like separate houses of the same line, and they're coming for your ass because that's the only way their family can get bumped up on the fucking line on the list.
Yes.
Yep.
Up on the food chain.
And that's why he went through and killed all them people.
Yeah, Alexander and his father are very fascinating. All that stuff is.
Yeah, Philip was pretty cool. He was super direct. Like you look into that guy, and it's like
the plan of invading Persia was him revenge for all they did to the Greeks.
Oh yeah, it had already kicked off. Yeah, like parts of that were already like what we would consider special forces or people that go in behind lines and draw maps and set up things and stuff. All that shit was well underway.
You remember when he, I believe in the movie when he yelled at him, Alexander, isn't that what your father wanted? Remember when Cassandra was yelling that? Like we were supposed to punish these people, not make them our equals.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and that's what some of the stuff I respect about Alexander, because he's like, look, man, two things can be true at the same time. It's not that we're making them our equals as much as we're bringing them in, we're teaching them things. It will be beneficial later. Trust me, we're making a world.
A lot of resentment from the Macedonian people that remember with the revolts in his army, and he would kill them off because they're like, hey, listen, we want to go home with our spoils and shit, man. We want to go east and fight in these tribes and shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, bro. Like, even their teachers would tell them, like, anybody that doesn't speak Greek is only fit to be a slave.
Yeah.
That's literally what they were taught as they were growing up. Like, listen, bro, Greeks are the only ones that matter. We're the smart ones. We trade with Egypt because their history goes back thousands of years. They got a lot of cool magic and science and stuff. But other than that, fuck all them people. They're fit to be slaves if they don't speak Greek. That's what they were taught.
Yeah, slavery has been going on since the beginning of time. Other humans enslaved other humans in every part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's always went on.
Well, of course, dude. It gets down to like the basic human nature of things when you're talking about trading societies. It's like, well, do you want to do the work or do you want to beat the shit out of them and make them do the work? Like, it don't take fucking rocket science, bro.
Look at the Spartans.
Are you going to get an argument out of me that there was all kinds of cruelty and it could have been worked out another way? No, you will not get that argument from me. That's obvious, but that's not what happened. You're talking about humanity at its base when they have power.
Well, look at Sparta.
Control.
They conquered a little city next to them and made them work because they were constantly at war and making for war. So they conquered a whole different people and next neighbors to them and made them their workers, and made them their slaves so they could focus on war 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was your place. They had places in society that they would draw upon. That's right. Noble families were expected, or you could earn your way in if you were bad enough, but you had to start at like 8 years old or some shit like that, be taken from your parents. Yeah. Wild stuff. They also threw everybody that was defective in the fucking pit.
That was tough living back then. Very tough world to grow up in, the Hellenistic world.
Yeah, bro.
In the Roman world, any of those old.
Bro, you could die from a cut. Just got infected. You could step on something and it gets infected and you could die. You could Like, holy shit, was it crazy and gross and dangerous and stinky? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
brutal.
Toothache.
Absolutely
Fucking
brutal.
toothache, man. The little rudimentary getting gallstones or something, like, it'll kill you.
Yep.
Fucking kill you. Kidney stones will kill you. Hey, so many different things. Back then, that we have medicine now. Penis. Look at remember they used to bleed people and cut them. They
Oh my, bro, that's one of the things, man. That's one of those old treatments that has always freaked me out, and it's partially stupidity and partially the fact of just thinking about getting cut and bleeding out. Like, wow.
You know how many people died from because they kept cutting them, thinking they're drawing.
Dude, I can only imagine.
Thinking they're letting the bad blood out of them and the poisons out of them.
I can only imagine.
So many people died from shit like that. So many.
It's insane to even think about. Yeah, like that made sense to people. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it did though.
I know. It's hard to. You can't ever judge people in the past, and I get that. But like, that's
you're
always
right.
one of those things for me that's been like, really.
People in the past, it was a different time. Like even with like slave owners, right? Like, it's a different time. Obviously, it's a terrible practice, but it was a different time. That's all they knew. That's how it was. And if people done it in every country and every society, you know.
Yep.
Like, you know, like that's just how it was. It still goes on to this day, slavery.
Well, of course it does. It's bro. They've got huge problems with people from Asia being used as fucking free slave labor all over the Middle East. Middle Eastern people being used as slave labor all over Africa. African people being used as slave labor all over fucking Eastern Europe. Yeah, it's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge problem. That doesn't include all the gross trafficking that happens.
Children, yes, and all that kind of stuff.
All that horrid stuff, right? That doesn't even count that shit. These are people that are like, yeah, they're exactly, or the Asian and Southeast Asian women they're often made to be like maids and like house help and stuff like that for people that have money in the Middle East. Yeah, parts of Africa, but I know, and then a lot of the poorer Middle Eastern people end up in Africa in the same kind of shit.
And think about the people being. How about right now, as we speak, there are people being held in prisons, like makeshift prisons in people's houses, right? Look at those girls.
Of course.
That guy from Cleveland who fucking kidnapped all those girls and held them.
Dude, they just found another one this week or a week ago that was being held in a barn for 4 years.
Jeez, man. I don't know how someone could do that to another human being.
I have no idea, bro. Like, even for a day, 4 years?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jesus, man. What?
Holding somebody captive. Like, that's fucking crazy. And right now, as we speak, there's people in captivity that we have.
I bet that Twink's glad he got away from Boy George. He might still be chained to the fucking wall.
Yeah, that little twink would be chained to the wall.
Fucking years later.
Yeah, it goes on.
It's terrible. Okay, another example. Think about the Chinese people that work in the iPhone factories that basically work 16 hours a day. They sleep there, shower there, eat there. Their suicide rate was so high that they had to block off the windows and put nets outside the windows on anything over 1 story to keep the people from killing themselves.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, they might be getting paid a little bit, but they're still being kept in that place on a contract for months.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. Yeah, the world's fucking ubats, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be one of these fucking poor little kids getting put in a factory and making me work all fucking day. That's crazy.
Hell yeah, it's crazy.
They have laws against.
Remember that Turkmenistan? We looked at that. There's another one. That Turkmenistan country with that weird dictator dude. Remember they have that big season during the year where they make the kids leave school and go work in the fucking field for free, And then they do it to their parents on the next shit. It's like, holy fuck, bro. Picking cotton for free. It don't get no more fucking classic slavery than that.
Yeah, those poor kids, like, oh man, like what the fuck?
Yeah, kids getting taken out of school, and they don't get paid for it. They're just made to do it.
I could see if you paid them, like, all right, they get taken out, but all the kids get like some money to go buy toys or what the fuck, a new bike. But nope, nothing. You just got to work, kid. Yeah,
Yep.
Tough, man.
Yep.
That's gonna really suck. Like I studied history, like these in all parts of the world. Like look at when the Vikings, they'd fight each other, right? The tribes that lost, they would sell them to slavery, right? The Zulu kings, they would conquer other African tribes and sell them to slavery.
Yep.
It happened in China, all over the world. It happens. You fight your enemies, and instead of killing them, you sell them off for money. That's
Yep.
Real barbaric times. I'll tell you that.
Goes to the beginning of history.
Well, that's why, like in the societies, you need to have some sort of police officers or some sort of people to police society, or you would have the strong eating the weak constantly, right? Like you just have people getting taken advantage of and abused constantly.
There's no doubt about that.
But what they got to do is hire good, decent people to police people. Like they got to do some sort of background checks and some kind of thing to make sure that these people weren't fired from 3 other jobs. Like the dude who shot that lady with the hot water, right? That guy was fired from like 9 jobs.
And you hear about, I mean, not the shooting of a person like that ridiculous, but you hear similar things like that all the time, right? This cop's been fired 5 times. He's been fired from this place. He was let go from there, all for disciplinary shit. Yep.
Yeah, like they shouldn't be. I guess there's a shortage of cops, so they'll take anybody. But it's like, man, then you have somebody go do something crazy like that, like pop some lady and tell her to go to get water, and then shoot her. It's fucking crazy.
While she's praying.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she was praying. She was scared. I think she was joking, saying, "God, I rebuke you in the name." I think she was joking with.
Well, that's a Christian thing when they think that there's like, that evangelical Christian or non-denominational Christian thing. They literally believe you have like spirits and demons in you that are controlling. They say, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," because they believe that, just like they say, "I plead the blood of Jesus," right? Like a regular Christian or whatever. Same kind of thing. They're rebuking the demon or the spirit in you that's causing that attitude or that danger.
But part of it makes me think that she was joking because he was so like serious over a pot of water. I think she was like just joking, saying, "Yeah, I rebuke you," and then like just being like a little sarcastic and joking with him. Maybe.
It's entirely possible, my friend.
Yeah, who knows?
It's entirely possible.
But he's so overreacted. It's like, dude, take your if you're scared, take your taser out and just tase the lady.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna do any kind of thing, like why use lethal force on some lady who fucking literally just has a pot of water that she couldn't even hit you with that water, honestly, because fucking she couldn't even have thrown it and it wouldn't have went over that little island and hit all that shit. You couldn't have tased her.
Yep.
And not knowing you're a white guy, you don't know the racial component over here. Also, you got to be racially aware. A lot of people aren't.
Of course you do. Forget about it. You're 100% right. The moment he goes into jail, he's going to be the white cop that killed the black lady.
Yes. You got to have racial awareness also. So many people, like everybody's like, well, we're all the same. We all bleed the same. Yeah, that's very true. God made us all, right? But he did make different people, right? And certain people are good at certain things that other races aren't, and other races are good at that they aren't, It's just a fact.
Or as I sometimes, not even very politely, I put it, I just say some stereotypes are in place for a reason.
Well, look at Asians. I've got the highest IQ, Asian people, right? Great at math, but yet they're not good at certain kind of sports. Everybody's got their strong points and their weak points, But God did make us all, but he did make us all different and put us in different places for a reason, That's why I wouldn't want to see any culture or race, like I wouldn't want to see any dog breed wiped out. And I wouldn't want to see any race or culture wiped out, or take anybody's land or something like that.
I understand. Yeah, I hear you.
That's why my heart does go out to the Native Americans for sure. And I don't like what's going on in Europe right now, the invasion of Europe. they're invading Europe with all these different races of people outpopulating the native people. That's like replacement. The Great Replacement. It's crazy. That shouldn't happen. There's no problem with having people come in your country, no problem. But when all of a sudden they are outpopulating the native people in that country, you got a problem.
Oh, and they're homeless and poor and fucking feeding off of your system and your money, and your mom can't get an appointment at the doctor because some piece of fucking crap from a shithole country is in there getting it for free.
Yeah.
No.
It happens.
No. And they're fucking with your religious people. They're trying to convert your people. They're fucking with your women. They're fucking with people walking down the street. They're stealing from your stores. Nope.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Nope.
In England, if you end up in jail in England, if you don't become a Muslim, the white Muslims will beat you up before anything. Like there's white guys in there who are like hardcore Muslims, and they counter signal, and purity spiral, and they will attack and throw hot water in white Christians' faces if they don't convert. It's
What
crazy.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like it's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and look at man, it's what's going on right now.
I know they're revolting. I know that at least you've got like a good amount of protest building in some of these places at least.
Yeah, but it's almost too late. If
Well, I hope it's not. I hope that they can make some kind of move and convince their government to do the right thing, get those fucking people out of there.
It can't happen without deportation, you know, because they're still. It can't.
I'm 100% fine with that. Get them
Ireland,
the fuck out.
England, France, and another 20, 30 years, the Irish people, they're all going to be a very small minority in that country, and they're going to be hated. They're going to be a hated minority in that country also, in their own country. Vladimir Putin was laughing at us for that. He's like, these Americans are so stupid. He's like, they're being outpopulated in their own countries. And he said that about England, too. He's like, look at these dummies. Like,
and they're a lot smaller too, man. Those countries are so small.
Yeah, they're tiny, man. Tiny.
So fucking small.
Well, and not only that, white people are only 8% of the world, right? Only 8% of the world.
Yeah.
And then these countries are being invaded. Just like those poor people were wiped out. I think they were a South American tribe. They were wiped out also. A few years ago, like one of their last people died. I forget the name of the tribe, but
like one of these tribes, like in the Amazon or something. Like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got you.
They were because they kept letting people come and live with them, and now their language is gone, and like there's only like 190-year-old probably left that can keep their history and traditions going, and like it's 90 years old.
Yeah.
It's
I know one of those tribes that lived up in the mountains in South America. They got a bunch of them that, well, I guess they gave them a choice, if I remember correctly, to come down, and they lived way, 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 way high up in the mountains.
Up in the Andes?
Huh?
In the Andes Mountains?
Possibly. Yeah, there you go. It was. I just remember the article said that they lived like way up in the mountains, and it was somewhere in South America. Some of them came down, a group of them at least came down to like normal whatever sea level, or at least way further down sea level, and a lot of them ended up getting like crazy fat. Yeah, just like eating all the garbage we eat.
So probably never had that food before.
And they said some of it had to do with the pressure that they lived at so high up, like the way that they had to do all the daily work and shit at such a high altitude. They were normally used to like walking great distances, hunting, fucking with shit. And then when they came down to a lower altitude and they didn't really have to do much for themselves anymore, coupled with the fact that they were eating garbage, a lot of these people got like severely obese.
And sick too. A lot of those tribes, after they start, like people want to go visit them, right? Oh, we want to go see this ancient tribe.
Oh yeah, then you give them the flu. Right.
Yeah, you're bringing these. They have no way to fight their immune system from these diseases, man.
Yes,
you can't go visit these people. You're going to get them sick and kill them. There's
a very fair point. You're right about that.
Who was almost wiped out because of that. people think they're doing something nice by going to visit them, bringing them weird foods and drinks and toys or whatever.
Well, you
But
can
killing
just stretch some of that right back into these evangelicals that think they're bringing about the end of the world by doing that, bro.
yes, they shouldn't. It's like, listen, leave them people
It's
alone.
super arrogant to
It is
think that
arrogant.
like you have a part to play in God's plan, like that you have to do all this like little B work and shit in
I
order
don't
to get
believe
God
in
to do what
that.
you want them to do on your time schedule. I just think it's arrogant.
Yeah, I don't want to make people Catholics and stuff.
Well, no, and I have no argument with people that are religious. Like you've told me several times, you believe in Revelations, the end of the, like the rapture, and I never have any argument for that. I'm just saying these people that are like hardcore evangelicals that believe literally that they have to go out and tell every living soul the good word and convert them before God can come back. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure that's not how this is going to work.
Yeah, you can't go and.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to convert everyone. I'm pretty sure that God would know that. He'd be fine with that, right? Like, we're looking for good people over here, not people that donate to your fucking church. Like,
people
this
that are
is kind of
scared,
fucking ridiculous at some point.
Or making you convert at sword point. It's not there like that's not
A
cool.
fantastic point going back historically.
They're not going to be.
Yes,
they're not even going to.
you're right.
Saying that so you don't kill them, like you know.
Yes.
They don't want to be killed, so they're going to say they believe in anything.
Back when Spain was the Antichrist.
Yeah, like the Inquisition too. The Spanish Inquisition, the Italian Inquisition.
Yeah, all bad.
Now, there's a lot of propaganda.
They were not nice for a long time. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of propaganda to make them a little worse than they were, but they did do a lot of fucked up shit, right? Like women that they deemed as witches, burnt them and shit, like create witch trials and stuff. Just because the lady might have been a little weird or a little.
I'm with my man Francis Drake. They were the Antichrist.
Yeah, freaking Drake hated them. He hated the Spaniards.
I love Francis Drake so much, dude. I love Francis Drake because, like, when you read like the stories and like the journals and shit of people they're like, this motherfucker's lost his mind. He looked at this bitch, said, "I don't care about your money," and he poured his gold in the fucking ocean, and people lost their shit. It's like, oh, what, this gold? No, I don't care about this gold. I want to kill you. And the other people on the boat are like, oh my God, we're gonna die.
Yeah, he hated.
He really doesn't want the gold and silver. He's here to kill us.
Well, you're going to think during that time, England and Spain, just like they hated the French, right? The English were always mad rivals with the French and the Spaniards. More the French.
And Drake was rising in position.
Yes, yeah.
In rank of social status. He had shit to prove, bro. And he had sturdy beliefs. And he had family that outranked him in those social standings already. And he was fucking all about doing his part.
Yeah, Drake,
and the Spanish had burned him already twice, bro. On top of that, he hated these motherfuckers. They almost ruined him.
Like the Spaniards at all.
Yeah, bro. He was just like, nope. And then he found out, like, for real, firsthand, saw what they were doing to the Indians in South America, and he was like, oh, hell no. Yeah. Hell fuck no. He was like, you know what? I am taking all that, and this treasure we can't carry back, we're burying. Fuck the Thangul. Fuck you, Spain. It's like, you gotta love it and respect it,
He had the fire ships too.
Sure. He was fucking awesome, bro. He was awesome.
The Armada from landing and shit. Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for thank God for the hurricane too. That was the biggest fleet. The next biggest fleet assembled was D-Day. That's how big the Spanish Armada was. And they had a lot of Italians with them too, So many Italian mercenaries they had with them. England is so lucky the Spaniards didn't land. So lucky they didn't land.
Oh, no, yeah, but England fucking handled their business. Yeah.
Oh, they sure did. The English were warriors, no joke. But if the Spanish would have landed, all that
it'd have been over with. It'd have been all over but the crying, as one of my redneck friends
it would have been over.
That's what my redneck friend said. It had been all over but the crying.
You got to think about this. A lot of English lower nobility would have turned and went to the Spaniards and been rewarded. It would have been a disaster if Spain landed. They could not let Spain. They could not let the Duke of Parma and them land. Like if they would have landed, it would have been fucking bad.
It would have been bedlam. Yeah, it would have been absolute fucking insanity, absolute bedlam, bro. It
There's
would have become about a lot of things that it wasn't intentionally
Well, it was a big
necessarily about.
rivalry. You got to think. The first they were allies. Remember, Henry the Seventh married Catherine of Aragon. Then Henry the Seventh, Arthur. Henry the Seventh's son Arthur married her, and then he died, and then Henry married her. So they were first allies, Spain and England, during the first Tudor dynasties. And then when Queen Elizabeth came along, they were because he actually offered to marry her. Philip of Spain offered Elizabeth a marriage proposal.
Right.
You know, and she turned it down. And then boom, they were at war. And because they were big fans of Mary Tudor, right? Because Mary was half Spaniard, you know, from her mother's side. So if when Mary was queen from 1554 to 1558, the Spanish and the English had a very good relationship because they were separated by religion big time when Elizabeth came along.
Yeah, and she wanted to make her own fortune, and that's one of the things she was leaning on Drake for so heavily.
Yes. Well, they seen Spain was all over the world becoming the biggest empire.
Oh no, and they took the right position too. We've talked about that. Which is like, oh, I'm sorry. Someone told you that God gave you half the earth. No.
Well, they wanted a piece of it too. You know,
that was the line. Of course, that was the line. Remember the Spanish fucking line? Yeah, it's because the Pope and them made a deal, and he said all this land is yours, and everyone else was like, how about fuck you?
Well, yeah, all the other world European powers, they all wanted colonies also over in the New World, you know?
Well, yeah, and of course, you find a place where you're pulling gold and fucking emeralds the size of cars out of the ground, and then all of a sudden, you know, a religion you don't even belong to goes, oh, this belongs to us. Well, yeah, you're going to go get your gun.
Well, look at Spain, Holland, right? The New York, New Amsterdam, and New Jersey were settled by the Dutch. You had France over here, New France. You had New Spain, New England. So they were all looking for colonies over here. The Russians had Alaska.
Yeah, but when she was sending Drake down there, though, you got to remember, no fucking European other than a Spaniard had ever seen the Pacific Ocean yet. I'm just saying, like that stuff came. Yes, you're right, and they were trading for sure in parts of North America and stuff. But when it came to actually going down into South America or into Panama or down through the Straits, Drake was the very, 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 very first one to put any kind of major damage or really stick it to them.
The first Englishman,
yeah, for sure. The first time he saw the Pacific, he was the first one that saw the Pacific Ocean when they put him up a tree. He climbed up this tree, and they were like, "Look over," and he's looking around, and he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Is that another ocean?" They're like, "Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's the Pacific." He said, "Oh shit, we got to figure out how to get our boat down there." And then, not knowing he is going to have to sail for, you know, another half of a continent and across one.
It was amazing. The war, the wars, like on the sea. Those sea battles are just amazing, ain't it? Like 3-4 ships against each other, fucking volleys of fucking cannonballs, fucking ships boarding each other, throwing hooks, grappling. That is crazy, man. That must have been insane to watch, right? Like,
oh hell yeah, and to be a part of, absolutely.
Oh my god. Well, that's what they say, battle fever.
I'm fucking Ubots. I've been asked several times, like, where I would go if there was a time machine that could take me back, and every single time I've answered, I want to go be a pirate.
Yeah, it was
Skullbro, I would have been one of the best fucking pirates, dude. I would have taken it all and given nothing back. I swear to you. I don't care. Everybody can say what they want. Yes, I know what they were like. I've read all the books. I would have been so fucking there.
Pirate ship was a true like a democracy.
It was the first democracy.
Yeah. Like every man had a say. They could outvote their pirate and vote their captain and put another captain in.
Yep. 100% right.
Yeah, it was a crazy time. It was a new time too.
Dude, it was fucking amazing. It was one of the last times for true adventure that was unfettered. You weren't part of a military expedition. You weren't out there on your own. You were with other people that were wild as fuck. man, to get to go to Tortuga and shit where they shot people for in the street for not drinking out of the wine they offered you, bro, I'm fucking there for it, dude. Yeah, that would have been absolutely amazing.
I would have loved to seen a couple of battles of some pirate ships with the Royal Navy or
For
something
sure.
like that.
I'd have loved to have been there for when Captain Morgan and the other pirate crews took Panama.
Oh, wow, yeah. All right.
That shit would have been amazing. Just reading the stories, man, about like just the beginning of the battle after they'd marched, right? Like all the pirates had to march across the Isthmus of Darien, the jungle in Central America. They had to go through Panama to get over there.
Being helped by the maroon slaves,
Yeah, well, they got helped by the Indians and stuff like that. But when they got to the edge where they could see the fort, like across the big lawn, they were all laid out in battle formations, and each different pirate crew had their own flags and shit like that. And they had they had the bands like with the drummers playing music and everything. It was for real army.
Blackbeard's flag.
And when they got ready to march, the Spanish in Panama released hundreds of bulls, and the pirates fucking laughed. And the old Buccaneers, remember I've told you about the shots they were and why they're named Buccaneers. I'm sure you've learned that. I don't mean to be condescending, but for anybody that's listening, the Buccaneers originally were some of the best rifle hunters in the world. They used these rifles that were like fucking 8 and 9 feet long and carved and like beautiful. And they would hit, and they were snipers, you know what I mean, for their time.
Yep.
And they started shooting some of the bulls while the other people ran out there and just started stabbing them, bro, and putting them down. And when the Spanish saw that, they were like, fuck. They started putting their religious people out front, thinking that the pirates wouldn't kill them. Not a good move.
Not a good move.
You know, when the pirates put it's really fucked up, but when the pirates would put the ladders up, the Spanish would try and send priests and nuns down the ladders thinking that they would move or get down or not do it. Bitch, they set them bitches on fire.
Yeah, they didn't care.
You know, they didn't give a fuck. It was bad, but, you know, like, reading it all is insane because, like, I think I've told you before that one of the coolest parts of that was the way they actually finally blew a hole in the wall, and it was a total accident. Somebody that was near where they kept all of their gunpowder, the Spanish, somebody was like on a wall right above the room where they were keeping a large hoard of gunpowder. And the dude thought it would be smart to start shooting fire arrows at the pirates. Well, he hit one of the guys with a fire arrow, one of the pirates. The pirate was like, okay, that's funny, pulled the arrow out of himself. And I didn't even know you could shoot an arrow out at the end of a gun. One of those old guns.
Anything will come out of those bitches.
Well, he put the fucking fire arrow in his gun and shot it back over there. It went over the wall and landed in the gunpowder and blew the fucking wall open.
Oh, wow. What's up,
Yeah,
Mike?
and that was the first entry point for the pirates to actually make it into Panama. And the Spanish set fire to one of the quarters of old Panama to try and like deter the pirates and to try and make the people fight harder. They first tried to tell the people that the pirates set it on fire so that they would fight harder. But the pirates were the ones trying to put the fire out. They didn't want everything. They wanted to live in these people's houses, right?
Yes, they didn't want
the original Panama. The buildings and stuff were made of stone and coquina and everything, but the houses are described almost as like very intricately carved, like beautiful, artistically carved pieces of wood that were all hand drawn together. Like it was supposed to be like gorgeous. And the pirates wanted to fucking live there and steal everything that was inside, right? So they were putting the fires out. And when the people saw that, they started giving up some of the soldiers that they were supposed to be helping, you know. And then they got the head of them, Captain Morgan and Alexander Escalmling. I think I told you about the book. That's one of the guys that wrote the only accepted pirate journal in history, Alexander Escalmling. He was there. They cornered finally the main Spanish guy that was in charge of Panama And that fucking asshole made them kill him in front of his family while his family begged him to just give in.
Wow.
He wouldn't surrender. He made them fucking kill him.
Shit, that's
It's
crazy.
brutal. Yeah, they didn't want to kill the guy. They were like, dude, just fucking submit. Put your gun down. Put your sword down. Stop. Tell your fucking men to stop. You know what I mean? He was like, fuck you. You know what I mean? No, you're going to have to kill me. And he kept them. They were like, all right, bro. You know, and his family, his fucking wife and kids were right there begging their dad to just chill the fuck out. But he wouldn't.
Yeah, I like Edward Teach his flag. I love Blackbeard's flag. It's one of the best, I think.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a great propaganda flag. Very easy to pick out and know it's your ass if you don't submit, for sure.
Yeah, that's about because all, like you said, they all had their distinctive flags.
Yeah, and he was the king of propaganda.
Oh, Blackbeard, of course.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
was very well educated, you know.
What's that?
He was very well educated. He understood propaganda, and that's why he would put the fuses in his
That's
beard.
right. Yeah, it was all about the fear. So he didn't have to. He never. There's really no record of him actually killing anybody other than the
Right.
soldiers he killed when they tried to arrest him.
Yeah, that's right.
He would do crazy shit just for the stories to get out. And yeah, just like you said, it's a perfect example. Like put all the weird wicks on himself and the smoke and everything. Even the way he would sling multiple guns across himself with ribbons and shit like that. It's just to be scary.
Yeah, he understood propaganda, and he understood like those pistols back then. You know, like some of them would misfire, right? You know, you want to have a bunch on you. You know, you want to have the pistol, so he'd have like 4 or 5 pistols fucking hanging from his belt and shit, and his fuck around his shoulder.
Yeah, around his shoulders and his neck and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Those fuses from his beard, those fucking wicks going off. He looked like a madman. Smoke around his face. Like, how many people want to charge somebody like that? Like on this
man, I mean, and to remember, you got to put yourself in. That's like you're in the middle of the ocean. It's the 1600s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nobody coming to save you. There's another boat full of insane fucking killers as far as you're concerned. You're just going to give them what they want. Especially if they're scary like him and trying to convince you that like he's the devil or from hell, which was his whole thing. He used to, 2 of my favorite stories, other than like the common ones everybody knows, are like when he got all of his people together, made them go down under deck while he set fire to a bunch of brimstone so they could experience hell. That was pretty whacked out. And then the other one was when he was sitting with his like I'm bad with ship names anymore, especially this late. His like main right hand guy, whatever. He's sitting there with like his main dude and a couple other people that are on his boat that he's friends with. They're down there, they're playing cards and shit, and he just sticks his pistol under the table, cocks it back, and shoots his homie in the knee. And they're like, "What the fuck, dude?" He said, "Well, sometimes you got to do crazy shit to remind people, you know, who you are and keep them talking about." Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, listen, someone's calling me right now.
Yeah, I gotta go. I was getting ready to say I gotta go too, man. I gotta get some sleep.
All right, later.
Later, bro. I'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody. This chat turned into way than I anticipated, but it was good talking with MRE for a while. It was cool having everybody in here. Everybody's funny as always. Good to see everybody. I hope you have a good day tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Later.